for some reason today of all days, my microphone just decided to randomly stop working. So, and like literally dead, stop working at all. Completely. So let's say hello to everyone. Say hello to these guys. It's all three of us here today because we do have some, a little bit of exciting news to go through. But I'm just going to make sure, because I'm all flustered now, because literally we got on like really early and then it was like, oh, okay. Great. So we've got Cindy in the house. We've got Jay. We've got Jamie. Jamie was here like at 9 o'clock this morning. I swear, it's one of those things. You got here that early. We are simultaneously broadcasting live in Ecom in the Circle, Amazon Entrepreneurs, and the Nevermind the Buy Box YouTube channel as well. So if it gets a bit busy on the comments, please, we will always try and do our best to be able to get them answered as we go along. You guys say hello. And just double check if you can see and hear us okay, considering actually that's probably the first thing I should have asked, considering I have microphone problems.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit flustered. It's a bit of a hot streak here in South Africa. So like polar opposites to the UK where you're defrosting your car. We're struggling here with the heat where it's getting pretty hot. So if I start sweating through the video, it's not because I'm nervous. It's because it's really, really hot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, the sun is streaming through. It's a beautiful day. We've had a series of beautiful days back here, but yeah, it is. We are going back into that little bit of a cold snap again, but it's absolutely fine. So that's good. Thanks, guys. I don't know if I'll be able to say, there's loads of you on. I don't know if I will be able to say hello to everyone individually. Got Stuart, got Mark, Cindy, Ben, loads of Facebook users that haven't filled out the StreamYard, but that's fine. We'll forgive you. It's okay. Don't worry. We have hello from Jerusalem in Israel. Welcome.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us. You win the award for most dedicated person tuning in so far. So we appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, everyone's saying hello. Yeah, say hi, guys. Please do. Now, today, I'm just going to run through a few things just before we kick off and get started. Obviously, this is our usual kind of Nevermind the Buy Box 1 p.m. slot. And what we're going to be talking about today is something a little bit different. We've been alluding to this for a little while, something that we've been kind of building in the background and something that we've been, building. And I would say, it's Debbie. Hi, Debbie in Jerusalem. Welcome. Something that I would say that when this group was originally, the concept for this group, this is what we absolutely had in mind, when we started this group, to be able to offer support, guidance, training in every way possible for you guys to be able to, facilitate growth, scale, and overall support in your business. So, this is what it's kind of been building up to. But I will just say, I don't know what people's expectations are because we have dropped a few hints and things like that, but this is the very early stages of it. So I don't want anyone to, sort of like feel, oh, that's not what I was expecting or whatever, but we're going to go through it today entirely to put you all in the picture. So you know exactly where we are now and where the direction of this group is going and how we believe that this is something that is going to really changed the game for a lot of people. So I've used that phrase so many times over the years, and never without being genuine. Every time I say it, genuinely mean it. But this one is kind of taking it to the next level. And just before we jump into it, I want to say the reason why. Essentially, when we partnered, myself and Matt originally starting this group, and then we partnered with Jonny just a few weeks later. It was only, it wasn't like literally years later. It was just a few weeks later. And, I worked with Jonny previously, and Jonny has, for those of you that, well, I'm sure everyone that knows Jonny now anyway, the success that Jonny in particular has achieved over the last few years and the speed that he has achieved it to, what's the latest figure? Is it top 500, top 100? Salah, I don't know. Have you not looked lately?
Yeah, so I'm not a Q4 specialist, but pre-Q4 I was top 250. I'm going to be honest, it kind of went up a little bit because we're not a Q4 seller, and it went up a little bit. But I'm hoping to get back into that top 250 on the amount of orders that we do per month, which is sort of around 20,000 orders per month. So we got the top 250 on Amazon. So that was quite the achievement. Yeah,
absolutely. And in a really short period of time. I don't know many people that have been able to scale as quickly as Jonny has. And it's a combination of things. And I don't want to say it's not because of Jonny, but it's a combination of things. But I think absolutely, you know, what you've achieved, you're the first person to say that couldn't have been achieved without the system that you built and put in place. You custom built, by the way. So this is not out of the box kind of stuff that we're going to be talking about. It's something that you custom built for your own business. And then with talking to other people, number of sellers over the years, realized that there could potentially be a gap in the market to be able to commercialize this particular software, this particular system, and be able to offer it to other people to be able to do the same. So is that fair enough to say?
Yeah, that's fair enough to say. So, I could have achieved what I achieved, but I would have had to hire a lot more staff, a lot more admin VAs. I reckon I'd probably need a good 5-10 more staff members to do what the software does because of all that analytics and the amount of stores I have and the amount of listings I do. I think it'd be impossible without the software. The reason I created it is, I did create it before, but the reason it turned to what it turned into is when I moved into my warehouse, I started using MintSoft. But I really quickly realized all these sort of management systems, warehouse management systems, have no FBA functionality, no decent way to make purchase orders, which is sort of tailored towards Amazon sellers. And Matt, I know you have this issue with Limworks and stuff like that. And I knew there was always just a gap there. So I thought, to actually commercialize this, I can make it a little bit more even further tailored towards Amazon and still keep that lightweight WMS in there. So, what we'll see today is a little preview of the features and what's coming up. For my business, just the being able to reorder, forecast, and create orders in such a quick amount of time. I just think it helps you scale so much and be able to keep in stock for optimize your stock levels as much as possible. With the amount of SKUs I have, it's been a game changer for me. And of course, we all went into business maybe 6 months ago. I've obviously been developing this for about a few years before that, but we went properly hard on this 6 months ago. Have a dev team working on it, and it's been my main project for the last 6 months working on it, and it's fun and difficult. It's a difficult task to turn it commercial. Trying to get everything that's perfect for everyone, because every business is different. So what we wanted to do really was make it plug and play so it works for everyone and also has those advanced functionalities for people who are at my level and above of a seller, have their own warehouse and trying to use a prep center. And that's our sort of was the goal and the vision to tailor to everyone, really. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's the key thing here, guys. When you do commercialize something, Jonny's system was customized to him and his business. So what you have to do is when you take something like that and you essentially try and build something to be able to offer to multiple people with different levels of business, not only different levels of business, but different selling models and everything like that. That's the tough part. So, we think we're very much on track on being able to do that. And I think for us especially, just to give it some scale here, essentially, when we're talking about what Jonny's achieved in his business, sort of 0 to, multiple millions in under 3 years, right?
Yeah, it's probably 3 years, I'd say 4 years.
Yeah.
But that growth has been very large every year. So in fairness, I've had experience in purchasing before. Previously I was in purchasing. And I started on eBay when I was 16. But this actual business itself, this Amazon business, the one I run now, it's about 3 years old and getting to multiple £1 million in a few years. That's no. I'm proud of what I've been able to achieve. Yeah.
Oh, it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and we are so lucky that you're able to share it with us. So yeah, big thanks to everyone for Jonny for that. Definitely, this is going to change everybody's business for sure. I will say, typical me, I didn't turn off my notifications. But I will say as well, because Jonny, you're very well known for the kind of wholesale space, in particular, replenishable wholesale system. But what we're building here should be absolutely universal for pretty much every type of Amazon selling model and every Amazon selling market. And it is Amazon specific at the moment, but obviously we'll talk about some plans we have for the future and everything like that with regards to that. Because I don't want you to think that, oh, I do, I do just specific online arbitrage and I'm not doing £3 million a year, but I'm doing £65,000 a year. Don't worry, it will be suitable for you as well. I'm going to throw it out there, actually, Matt. I'm going to throw this to you, probably with the exception, unless you have your own business and you're doing this as well. I was going to say, potentially, if you're purely retail arbitrage, is there definitely still going to be, a good use for this within business to help growth within the business as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody needs to track their inventory, and I think this is the problem. This is where people struggle. People like me and Jonny, because we have seven-figure businesses, we recognize to grow to that level, you need a system. There's no way you can manage the amount of products that come through a business at seven figures, because you'll end up losing loads of money because stuff will just disappear. You're tracking this, particularly when you send it to Amazon. If it just goes, you don't think about it. So you really need to keep an eye on all the stock. You need a system to manage the stock and the inventory. So absolutely, retail arbitrage. It's complete fantastic use case because you can put the stock into the system and it will keep track of the inventory. With one of the things I think this has got particularly really well is there's three of us and we all run Amazon businesses, we all run e-commerce business, but we all run it in slightly different ways. So I think the beauty of this is all going to come. Yes, so we've all come at it from a slightly different angle, which I think is going to make it fantastic for pretty much everybody in this space because it's going to be suitable for everybody. The problem with a lot of other kind of softwares is they're built by software developers who don't necessarily sell. We're built by sellers who know the ins and outs, particularly the big softwares. We know the ins and outs. We know what works. We know what features are required. But a software developer who doesn't sell doesn't know why you need to have an FBA workflow. They don't understand why that's important. But as a seller do.
Yeah, absolutely. And 100%, that is the type of softwares that we're talking about are your Linworks, your MintSoft, your specific inventory management software. So to pretty much put it in a nutshell, we're going to be talking about a seller system today, which is a combination of two things, which I'll come on to in a moment. But at its heart, it is the software that we've been building, which is an inventory management software. And like I said, it's not comparable to anything else that's on the market at the moment in terms of its ability to specifically be able to work with Amazon businesses. It's something, a lot of you guys run multiple types of platforms on different marketplaces and things like that. That's all going to be very much part of the future. We have to start somewhere. And we do have to make sure that, we have to get things right before we move on to other areas. So very much this is going to be a very long-term project. It's not going to be something, you've heard me throwing around some big numbers and percentages and things like that. I don't want to give anyone the misconception. This is a project that's still in development and it's developing and it will help develop your business, but you're not going to go from today to tomorrow, 0 to 7 figures. This is something that's going to be built and continually updated and continually pumped into investment and everything like that in order to help support growth in your businesses from two different angles. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I do have a small presentation to run through, but it's really not long. And anyone that knows me knows that it's not going to be long from my point of view. So we will try and get through it as quickly as possible. Guys, it's going to be collaborative. interactive, so make sure, obviously, anyone that's got any questions as you go along. But there is a huge amount of you on here today, literally much more than I was expecting. So if you have any questions as we go through, and for any reason we miss them, I will try and stick to the presentation part without answering any questions, and we will come back at the end. You know, this isn't a typical kind of webinar. There's not going to be, you know, the hard sell or anything like that whatsoever. It's really going to be a case of what our plans for the future are, you know, what's available now, what's going to be available in the future, and just a little bit of a roadmap, really, in terms of, you know, where this project's going to go and who wants to be involved at this stage and who doesn't, essentially. So soft sell, yeah, for sure. Look, if you want to jump on board, feel free, and we'll talk about that more at the end, definitely, for sure. So yeah, just before we do that, we were just catching up, obviously, before waiting for people to jump on, but there's a few of you on, so I think we'll just crack on and get started. Apologies very quickly for the mic issue at the start, and if I'm not sounding as clear, it's just because I had to ditch the mic and just come on the usual, you know, the usual inbuilt default one. So if I sound like I'm broadcasting from a biscuit tin, that's probably why. So
you sound pretty good. You sound pretty good.
Oh, okay. Sounds clear.
Sounds clear.
Good. Always good to hear. So any comments? Oh, and by the way, if you're here to, you know, we always say this before, you know, launching anything or whatever, if you're watching, you know, love your input, love your comments and everything like that. But if you're here to cause problems or whatever, the comments are being moderated. We don't boot people out, you know, lightly, but at the end of the day, if you're here not to contribute constructively, then please be aware we boot first and ask questions later in scenarios like this. So yeah, just throwing that out there, guys. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, which I use the software every week and I still forget how to do it every single time. By the way, I'm definitely not the person building the software, so you do not have to worry about you know, that I can use this software or not. I'm not responsible for that, apart from the input at all. So I think this is it. Guys, can you see this? Can you see my screen? Ultimate Econ Seller System launch?
Yeah.
Got to make it full screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we still, can you still see our faces?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Can you? Is that okay? Let me go on the comments just so I can quickly see, guys.
Yeah, still see the faces.
Oh, okay. Shall I get rid of the faces?
Might make it bigger because it's quite small. I don't know how it's on other people's screens, but it's quite small on mine. Okay. That's better.
There we go. Can you see that, guys?
See it.
Okay. I'll keep on the comments as I go through. Hi, everyone. Too many of you, honestly, to say hi to, but we do appreciate you being here. So thank you very much for taking the time, especially at lunchtime as well on a Tuesday. Pretty impressive, for sure. So you guys are here today for the Ultimate Econ Seller System launch. Now, that's not what we've actually called it, but as I said, it's a combination of bringing together the three of our key skills in order to work with you guys through software and through something else in order to help you scale your businesses in 2023. So just before we get started, I just want to run through and, you know, ask a couple of questions. Like I said, want this to be as collaborative as possible. So what do you think are the two main areas that you need to work on in order to scale your business? Now, this could be any part of your e-commerce business, but obviously bear in mind what we're going to be talking about today at the moment is Amazon specific. So just pop it in the comments. What do you think are going to be the two main areas that you need to work on in order to scale your business? Just let me know. I am keeping an eye on the comments. It takes a few seconds for it to come through. And like I said, this presentation, don't worry, guys, it's not going to be 4 hours long or anything like that. We're going to, you know, I appreciate some of you might be on lunch breaks and things like that. So this part of it, we're going to try and get to the point as quickly as possible. Anyone feeling brave, pop a comment on there. If not, then I will just continue. Can't see any comments. Don't know if it's a little bit
They're coming through.
delayed.
They're coming through.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, why am I not seeing it then? For
Lots
some
of
reason.
comments.
Okay, you're going to have to tell me, guys, because for some reason I seem to have lost the comments on mine.
Yeah, so the bulk of it is finding good products, more investment, sourcing products, cash flow, mental health. Yeah, it's true. Purchasing. Yeah, it's all replans, sourcing wide, extending stock, managing VAs. So, stop doing non-productive tasks and automate as much as possible. Was that? I didn't write that myself. I promise.
Yeah, absolutely, all completely relevant, and some in all honesty will be more relevant individually to others. So what I'm going to go ahead and say here, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm saying I'm right and you're wrong, but without these two main areas, then you will find it very, very hard to be able to scale your business to the level that either you want or the level that it could achieve to. So quite simply, I've put it down as an increase in SKUs, so sourcing a continual level of products, a continual level of new products to come into the business, whilst at the same time maintaining existing SKUs that you are either selling or have previously sold in the past. And when you think about it, that's actually a really difficult thing to juggle. Most of us are pretty good at sourcing new products coming in, but we kind of forget about the products that we've previously sold or the products that we are already selling. So first couple of minutes, I'm going to go through and just talk through a little bit more detail relating to this. So again, might be a little bit of a general sweeping statement, but what is every seller failing to do? In my opinion, I speak to a huge amount of you guys, either through coaching, through calls, through group coaching, through things like that. And this is something that I see consistently over and over and over and over and over again with regards to what every seller is failing to do in their business. By the way, hands up, me included, and I can't wait for this system to get, to actually be put into place, because it is something that's incredibly hard to do manually. And I noticed that Cindy said something there about, what I'm going to talk about, even with, it doesn't matter if you've got 20,000 SKUs or 20 SKUs. It simply is staying in stock. Now, if you have had a phone call recently with me, probably over the last 6 months, and we've talked about growth within your business, then I've probably gone through, and to some extent I'll do it more with other people, depending on size of the business, etc. But I have gone through, and I always do like a seller audit on people's businesses, especially when people talk to me about growing their business. The first thing they generally come to say to me is, right, I need to do more. I need to be creating this. I need to be creating bundles. I need to be doing this, and I need to be doing that. And that is certainly the truth. You need to always be creating, but at the same time, before going ahead and continually creating, you want to actually have a look at your existing business and see what level of growth that is already in the hard work that you've already done in your business. So think of it as that constant kind of bucket, filling it up with the holes in the bottom. That's the truest representation of what I see in pretty much, I don't think there's anyone that I've come across, including myself, probably with the exception of Jonny. Matthew will be exactly the same as well, or anyone that's got this, a really good inventory management system. So I feel quite confident in saying every seller, but certainly every seller that I've come across. I'm not saying that no one's got perfect business, but hey, there's always room for improvement, right? So, and it really does simply come down to staying in stock on the hard work that you've done already. And people talk about secret sauce and all these hidden things and whatever, but actually the key areas to growth are often the simplest areas. And it is about rinse and repeat, doing the same thing over and over again, and doing it consistently and doing it successfully. And some of the figures that you've seen me talking about, and we'll come onto it a little bit more in the presentation, but some of the figures that I see from people, and like I said, this is a wide range of people's businesses, talking from people starting that have started in the last year, to people that are either doing 7 figures or multiple 7 figures, going through, looking at their business. And to be honest, the results, if I've done this with you guys, please put it in the comments, because the results are simply staggering to a lot of people. I will go through and I will manually show people the level of business that they are missing by focusing on trying to build their business when they should be trying to put certain systems and processes in place in order to build the foundation of their business. And in some cases, I'll give you, an example. Some people, some sellers, couple of 100,000 sales a year. So really nice mid-level seller, and, up to potentially 30% of their business, 50,000 pounds a year that they are missing out on because they're just simply not staying in stock. And that's not doing anything new in their business. That's if they did nothing else apart from just stayed in stock, they would increase their business by, it varies 10, 20, 30%. So that's pretty staggering when you think about it. And hopefully you guys are agreed too. I've heard a mic come on, just generally means someone wants to say something. Is that right? No? Okay. That's what Luke DeGan normally does to me. So I can't see the comments. So hopefully you'll agree with me in relation to that. But quite frankly, whenever I go through that process with people, it's one of those kind of shock and awe moments where people are like face palming, thinking, oh, I didn't notice that. And yeah, and it's so easy to miss, and it's so difficult to be able to put this into place manually in your system, in your systems and processes. So what's the solution? What is the key to Amazon selling success? Well, the answer quite simply is to be able to replenish as much of your inventory as you possibly can. Now, I don't want this to be able to seem that this is just purely about building a replenishable business. If you are people, if you are sellers out there who just purely deal in constant stream of new products, this will still also work for you, because I do not believe that unless you are in 100% clearance, liquidation levels of stock, and even in that case, you will probably come across lines that you will be able to utilize and replenish from different sources. So you will always, one of the best things that you can do, regardless of what type of business you're in, wholesale, arbitrage, bundles, private label, will always look to want to be able to have a certain percentage of your business where you can replenish and reorder, but in the quickest and most efficient way possible to your business. So what's the solution? Well, the solution comes in 2 parts. So let's talk about the first part. The first part, like I said, it's almost something, like I said, when we originally came together with this idea, we didn't just want to launch software. We didn't just want it to be just Jonny's software. We wanted to be able to pull upon all of our different skills for the solutions that we've come up with and the solutions that we've created to be able to facilitate lots of people's different types of business. So let's talk about part 1. Oh, damn, I should have done the drum roll, but here we go. So this is what the inventory management software is. So I want to introduce everybody to Be Stocked, inventory management software. Now, it's one of those things that I could go into telling you the stories about why we named it and, how long it took us to name it in the way that we did. But essentially, what it came down to is, we tried to find something that visually, metaphorically, whatever you want to do it, whatever way you want to look at it, represented the type of way that a business could be scaled. And this has got a double meaning. Be stocked, make sure obviously that you are continually stocked within your business. But also we wanted to bring a little bit of a fun side to it as well. And anyone that knows me knows, oh my goodness, I am going to have so much fun with a lot of bee puns and bee jokes, dad jokes, with this. It just gives us the opportunity to be able to do so much with it. So inventory management, bee stock, that's where we are. So let's have a look at what bee stock has to offer. So this is the current interface. It's demo data. Again, obviously watermarked, of course. We can't show at this stage a full, walkthrough of that. That will be something that will be available in the next couple of weeks. But at this stage, we just wanted to go through and, like I said, show you the features, talk about the features and where this project is going to take us. So first of all, you can see here, this will be the kind of main look of the software. It's very clean. By any stretch of the imagination, it's not 100% finished or anything like that, but it's a very clean interface that will give you an absolute broad view of your inventory, what it's doing, where it's going, how much money it's making, just a wide variety of being able to look at your inventory on a whole. And this is something that I'll put in the group as well, so don't feel, because obviously we want to go through and talk about all the different features, so I don't want you to think I'm just kind of skirting past it. We just wanted to show the overall kind of infrastructure or the interface to the software, and the fact that it is built and it's almost there, but we are just in the final stages of the first level of development for it. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? This is very much going to be a collaborative project that we're going to go through. We want to listen to your feedback as well. There's certain reasons we've put data in the way that we've put it, but like I said, it's going to be something throughout the testing process and things like that, that we want to be able to get your guys' feedback on how it looks. But we've picked this because we think it looks very clean. We think it's easy to read and easy to manage. But as I said, more will come out of that over the next couple of weeks for sure. So let's talk about some of the bee stocked alpha features. So when you guys will have the access to be able to join the alpha program, what is it going to be able to do? And that was a question, obviously, I think was asked about 20 minutes ago. So finally, we've got here at this point. So I'm going to bring Jonny in at this point as well, just to be able to kind of chip in with anything I might have missed or not have covered. But essentially, at its heart, if nothing else, it is an inventory management system, an inventory management software which has specifically been designed to be able to sort, filter, group and view real-time inventory data at ease with our interactive tables. As I said, specifically towards Amazon at this stage. Real-time dashboard is going to be included as well in the alpha. This is where you'll be able to stay on top of your business. For all of you analytics guys out there, you'll be able to look at things in a kind of a glance, or it gives you that overall glance at your business, where you'll be overview, not glance, that's the word I was looking for, overview, where you'll be able to look at analytics and a few other features there as well. Sales forecasting, it will include as well. So this is where you'll be able to analyze data and make informed purchasing decisions with graphs and charts that present you with data in digestible format. That's easier said than done. But yeah, this is one of the key areas definitely of this particular software. Not only are you going to know exactly where all of your inventory is as well, you're also going to be able to know exactly what you need to be able to order. So it's going to tell you without having to worry about overstocking ordering too much, ordering different levels if you're in wholesale in different cases. This is an incredibly smart system that is going to put all of this together, and it is going to, you know, spit out a load of data that is going to tell you exactly how to make your business more efficient, essentially, at keeping in stock, not over ordering, and it's going to do it in the most automated way possible. Jonny, do you want to add anything at this stage before I move on?
Yeah, sure. So I think the inventory management, my goal is always to sort of bring Google Sheets into an app, so you don't have to download your reports and then do your sort of editing and analysis on Google Sheets. So the ability to sort, filter, group, you know, change the columns around. There's a lot of different filters, a lot of different ways to do it. You know, you can open up new tabs to find out your order history, your purchase history, a bunch of different stuff that we're going to eventually add. That was the sort of goal of the software. So the interface that you saw on the preview, it's just a really clean way to sort of see a nice overview of all your inventory, and yeah, again, being able to analyze it with ease with a few clicks. Yeah, so that was always my goal. Yeah, real-time dashboard, you kind of covered that pretty well. It's just going to have, you know, the overview, profitability, analytics, you know, grouped products, all these sort of different things. Again, the whole idea of this is that we want to build on this and build it for whatever people want, and that all usually comes from user feedback. And then, yeah, sales forecasting is like analyzing sales data. We're going to keep track historic data as well, so we can sort of have graphs to look back at your sort of historic data as well. So it would have all these nice sort of interactive graphs, so you can sort of see your historic information of your raisins. And again, it's something we'll build on. So for example, your buy box percentage, you know, being able to have a graph and looking at each ASIN's buy box percentage over, you know, the last sort of 90 days, 60 days, and sort of seeing, okay, why is this not selling anymore? Maybe it's because my buy box percentage is trending up or down. So that's what the goal is, to have this interactive, you know, a lot of graphs, incorporate historic data so everyone knows exactly what is going on with the data. We want to make it as clean as possible. But yeah, that's just my touch there.
Perfect. Okay, so then moving on, purchase order system. So not only will this manage your stock for you, not only will it tell you how well you're doing within your business, or, you know, in some cases not so well within the business, it will also tell you what you need to be ordering, when you need to be ordering it, at what time you need to be ordering it, at what quantity you'll need to be ordering it. And then in the future, I will say in the future, because some of these features are yet to come, at the touch of a button, you will be able to build it into an order or a purchase order, depending on whether it's sent to a supplier or a retail order list or something like that. And it will automatically work out exactly what you need to order, and then it will send it through to the supplier on your behalf. So it's an automated purchase order, automated purchasing system. Obviously, with regards to ordering from suppliers, it will be automated. But at this stage, if it's going to be, you know, you're purely in retail arbitrage, then absolutely it will be something that, you know, it's still going to build the order for you with suppliers, but then you will need to take that extra step to be able to do it. And then on top of that, it will be about receiving stock. So effortlessly receiving new stock in as fewer clicks as possible, tracking all your relevant information with ease, and managing discrepancies directly with suppliers. So this is receiving stock into your warehouse, into your prep center, which I know there's been a few questions about that, so I'll come on to that in a moment. But ultimately, spoiler alert, yes, it's to be used whether you are a bedroom bandit, which we love a good bedroom bandit here. So if you are working from home, whether you're working out of your own unit, whether you are working with a prep center, or whether you have your own warehouse, like I said, we've really worked hard to be able to try and bring as many options for people as possible. So yeah, that was definitely part of the wish list of making sure that we're going to be able to do that. So again, some of the features there are going to be available on alpha, and a couple of them are going to be coming soon. But when we say coming soon, it's going to be, as soon as we can start to get people's feedback, work with people, and work through, some of the bugs, etc., on the system, which I'll come through in a moment. So moving on, we're still not finished yet. B-Stock's alpha features, there's just a few more. Order and purchase history, as Jonny said, be able to view a comprehensive history of your orders and purchases organized by ASIN and SKU for easy reference. So no more having to, filter through and traipse through loads of different data on Seller Central. You will be able to pull it in a very easy way where you'll be able to overview and see if there's anything that you're missing, anything that's you should be stocking, or anything that you should be selling. And again, this is a really intuitive system as well. There's definitely some things that we're not going to talk about here that you only see when you actually see a demo of the software, that you will be able to really build in your business. It will be able to tell you whether or not, and when you should be selling stock, when you shouldn't be selling stock, all of these different really intuitive features. I can see a couple of comments have come in on this one already. So I am keeping an eye on them as we're going along. So a few of you have preempted this. We are going to have an incredibly transparent component management system. So this will be a game changer for the majority of people who sell bundles, which is, even if you're creating your own bundles, even if you're not creating your own bundles, this is something that, if you are selling other people's bundles, if you are selling arbitrage bundles, this is going to be a game changer. You will be able to manage your stock at a component level. And again, everything that I talked about related to this as well will help you not only manage that stock, but it will be telling you at this component level, if you are ordering case packs related to bundles, then if one's got like 8 in and another one's got 12 in, where you plug all this into our purchase order system, it will tell you exactly how many cases that you need to order related to your component management and things like that. And it will tell you based on the stock levels that you've got within your inventory. As you can tell, I'm getting pretty excited about this. So, this is absolutely going to be a game changer. I think that above anything else, I've never seen anyone do that. So it's definitely going to be something that's going to be a game changer. Anything else you just want to add there, Jonny?
Yeah, so the order and purchase history is, you can click a menu off the main table, and then you can see all your orders for that specific SKU or ASIN. So then you can sort of see how much profit you made for each product, what product, what price it sold out, and a bunch of different things. It's really nice there because you can sort of see your historic, order history and like how much you made per order, which is really nice on a sort of SKU and ASIN level. Obviously, the purchase history is nice. So you can sort of see where did I order this from, what's the historic purchase history of this ASIN or SKU. So, if you buy it from retailers, it would tell you if I bought it from Tesco here, and I bought it from Waitrose here, and then bought it from Ocado. So it'll give you a sort of history of what price you bought it at and what store you bought it at and all that sort of thing as well. The component management, again, this is probably the most unique part of the software. It's basically what we're going to have is a plug and play. So you can just plug and play like any other software. And there's also going to be a component and bundle aspect. So if you add your components and bundle information, then you can also, it works with that as well. And there's 2 different views. So that was always one of the main goals, was to have different components and be able to manage those bundles, because for anyone who has a warehouse, it just makes it a lot easier. And of course, it improves inventory management and forecasting and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully, guys, you can start to see the value, if you haven't already, in some of these things and what it's going to prevent and also add to your business. So this is incredibly intuitive and it's proactive. A lot of seller systems or inventory management, I personally think the ones that I've seen are very reactive. It kind of tells you everything after the event, whereas this is going to have a very deep level learning forecasting system where it is going to be able to not only help you build the best foundation that you can in business, fill all those, leaky bucket holes, not miss out on sales. Think about it, guys. Think about that 30% potentially that you could be missing out on your business right now, just because you're not fulfilling your stock properly. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm talking to them specifically. I'm talking to everyone, myself included, to be able to, stock management is something that's been so much needed in this space for a really, really long time. There's also going to be store and supplier management. So you're going to be manage your stores, suppliers, and leads in one convenient place with a built-in light CRM system, which is going to be coming soon. Jonny, do you just want to explain what that is?
Yeah, just a nice little place where you can store your suppliers and retailers and with the contact information. And the goal of that is to build into a mini CRM, which is tailored towards e-commerce. So you can sort of build your potential leads that you're not working with yet, and then change the status. Again, it'd be a lightweight CRM that will be tailored towards wholesale. Mostly tailored towards wholesale. Rather than saving a sales pipeline of your potential wholesalers, you can save in the system, and then with a click of a switch, sort of change it to, now you're working with them. So that's the goal. Again, coming soon. So that is on the pipeline. That is not it's not going to be an alpha feature. It's something that we'll build out with feedback.
Yeah, cool. And reports. How many of you actually download and utilize Amazon reports? I know I don't. Luckily, my husband does it. Matt Cromie does it quite a lot. He's quite a reporty kind of guy. Jonny, I imagine you love a good report. So I was going to say that question doesn't apply to you, and probably Matt, right, as well, because I think you love a good report. But how many of you know how many valuable reports there are in Seller Central that are packed with information to help you grow your business, to help you build different areas and growth within your business, and how many people don't actually use that? So we're going to bring in a lot of the Amazon reports and be able to make them easy to filter, easy to look at that information and uncover the information that matters the most to you. Anything else you want to add there, Jonny?
Yeah, we just want basically the key reports and the reports that we hold, the data that we hold, and display them in a nice table that we have. So for instance, you can think stuff like a table of your refunds, table of like what's your stranded inventory, things like that. As someone mentioned, maybe a returns report. Again, this is alpha. The reports feature is something that we want to build out, and again, it could turn into whatever. But again, the goal is to have a nice table. You can just click it, and you have a nice table of the information you want to see. Again, that's going to be request by request of whatever someone wants. But the initial ones are sort of stranded inventory, refunds, and all that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I see Yvonne there about managing returns and things like that. So absolutely. Ultimately, this is, stock management, stock inventory system. So you will, once I don't know what stage this is going to be at, obviously, but there will come a point in the not too distant future, because like I said, Jonny's been developing this system for 2 years before we even put it towards a commercialized development team. So even there's stuff still in Jonny's customized system that isn't going into the first wave of the alpha testing yet. So ultimately, returns is a big one. To know, we always talk about it from a tongue-in-cheek point of view, but ultimately to be able to build a system to reduce down that corner of shame, cupboard of shame, whatever you want to be able to do with it, to be able to integrate and bring you back as much level of profitability to your business, maximizing those margins, increasing that bottom line, whatever way you want to look at it, by reducing down, and Chippo's put it there perfectly, reducing losses as well. It's not just about growth. Like I said, this is all different levels of, Amazon, functionality, initially for that. Just a couple of questions regarding profit and loss and profitability and that. I just want to make this clear at this stage. This is inventory management, stock management. It is not accounting software. You need to have, specific Amazon accounting software. As far as I'm aware, unless someone tells me differently, I don't believe there is any type of roadmap to build in any type of accountancy software. That's a route we don't want to go down. It's definitely, this is about management of inventory, stock, and all of the elements that relate to that. Is that fair comment, guys?
I think that's fair comment, yeah.
Yeah, so again, it's not used for all accountancy purposes, but it will have an indication of your profit and loss, as other softwares have said. But again, it's not our main focus, but it will say your P&L. But again, we
and
don't
things
want to,
like inventory value and stuff like that. Obviously, that type of thing. But it's not going to do you that return, guys, or anything like that. And
no,
we don't.
It's not QuickBooks, is it, or anything like that? No.
I can just say basically it's gonna have your daily sales, daily profits, your profit per SKU, per order, and all that, and total sales. But like I said, it's not going to be like a Link My Books or anything like that. That can be used for accountancy software. We don't want to go towards that route, as there's a lot of it's a windy roadmap. You probably know more than me about that, but it's something we don't want to.
Yeah, there's a lot of compliance things that are involved with accountancy. Obviously, for example, if you wanted to ever make it to do like a VAT return, you'd have to get authorization and things. And I think we're going to stick very much as this is a complementary software. It's an inventory software that you would use with an existing professional accountancy package, and you would probably continue to use something like Link My Books that would exploit your sales data to QuickBooks. But this would be a nice way to manage all your inventory. That is very much the direction of this software.
Cool.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about some coming soon features and roadmap features as well. So coming soon will be, I would say, potentially in alpha or possibly the beta stage of testing. But again, I know a few of these questions have been asked already. So there will be full FBA shipment management, streamlining your fulfillment by Amazon FBA shipping process with seamless integration into our system. So absolutely, you'll be able to know exactly where your stock is at all times, and be able to look at reducing losses through reimbursements, etc., and things like that. So reimbursement tracking, absolutely, this is going to be something you'll be able to stay on top of your reimbursement requests and track them easily. Jonny and I in particular, have always talked about, and Matt as well, that you may already have software that utilizes this type of thing, but ultimately, to look at it from as many different ways as possible. We did a challenge recently in another group that I run, and of people using different types of software, manual processes, etc., everything like that. There is not one system or software that sucks it all up. It is something that you need to be continually keeping on top of, because this is your bottom line. This is your profit at the end of the day. Amazon's not going to volunteer to give you money, so you have to make sure that you've got all of those processes covered. We'll also have an alert system as well. So this will be able to alert you to any changes, or anything urgent within your business that you need to be able to take action on or make informed decisions on as well. Actually, Jonny, before I move on to the roadmap, just anything else you want to add there?
Yeah, so the goal was always to have a full circle inventory management system where you could create purchase orders and then manage your inventory, receive your inventory, and then send your inventory to Amazon. So the FBA shipment management is the missing link that will complete the full cycle. It's going to play really well with the rest of the system. Reimbursement tracking, returns and all that. It's again, that's a sort of extra, I guess, side thing that people would like to have. I've built a nice system for that. Again, just need to incorporate that. An alert system again, whatever. We you know, the most usual sort of alerts that we can do. Lots of softwares have those sort of things. It's not one of our key features. It's just a nice little accessory, isn't it, to have? Yeah. But yeah, move forward to the roadmap. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And to answer the question, there's a few people asking about security and keeping protective agents and suppliers. And I just want to make it clear, obviously, security is the number one thing for us, and why we're never going to rush this release. It's exclusive. Again, this is not software for the public. It is exclusive software. It's going to be, security is our number one sort of priority, and that's why nothing will be rushed with this and why it's taken so long. So
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely at the forefront of everything for sure. So couple of things that we wanted, because we knew absolutely that these were going to be some of the questions that would come up. By no means is it just these two things for the future and this is it. Like I said, this is a massive long-term project for us. This is something that we're going to be building out, developing, improving, making better, putting lots of bells and whistles on as much as possible, but at the same time introducing features that are going to be really suitable for your business. We're not just going to pack it out with features for the sake of it. Each feature that gets added into into this software has to have a real ability to be able to have an impact on the profitability of your business or reduction of losses in your business, or the bottom line, increasing of margins, or being able to contribute to the growth of your business, not just going to be for the sake of, putting things in. So one of the things that we absolutely is our big goal, we do not want to be we do not want to be like a all things to all people, jack of all trades. This software covers everything. We want to be able to, and our preferred route is to be able to integrate with as many third-party softwares that you guys are already using. Now, of course, it's something that it depends down to individual owners of software and things like that. But absolutely, it's something that we will be building. This is a big thing that Jonny wanted to make sure that we are able to have compatibility with some of the software that you guys absolutely love the most. That's a big thing and a big tick for us to be able to work towards, other type of, workflow, inventory, well, not inventory management, but, some of the big softwares out there, without naming any specifically. But yes, we want to work with as many people that want to work with us, absolutely, to be able to bring you systems that universally are going to help improve your business. Other marketplace integration as well. So we want to eventually, and we don't know when this is going to be, we want this to be able to eventually reach across every single platform that you sell on. eBay, I don't know the order in which they'd be done. I'd imagine the first two out of the blocks would probably be eBay and Shopify, given the fact that of the area of the expertise of the leaders of this group, that's the route that we would go down, and then to be able to integrate in as many different areas as possible. Now, a question's actually come up, and it's one of those questions I don't want to say because I don't want to say the wrong thing. So when this launches, Jonny, is this specifically on the alpha, will it be UK and Europe only, or will there be the ability, is it for all marketplaces? I actually can't remember.
Well, unfortunately, so far, people who have been testing the software, we've got, Europe and we've got the US. So far, they do work for those marketplaces, and they will work for a lot more. So yeah, it is universal, but of course, we need to, this is the whole point of the alpha and why we don't say rely on the profit, the profit and loss until it gets to sort of a bigger stage. But sooner we'll go to all marketplaces, and as soon as you get the alpha, it should be ready for marketplaces. But again, an alpha, just to be clear what alpha is, it's before the beta. It's at the very early stage of the software, what we're looking, people to test it out and give feedback. And but yes, it'll be plug and play for marketplaces. For stuff like the United Arab States and Australia, we can't guarantee that it's going to be perfect yet because we haven't tested it on Australia and those sort of places yet. Amazon. if that makes sense, right? We haven't had the testers from those regions yet, so I can't guarantee that everything's gonna be accurate, but it should be plug and play for those. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So ultimately, we'll be looking to go live in those main kind of European, UK, and the Americas to start. Well, certainly the USA. I'm not going to go ahead and say all the Americas to start with, but ultimately, that's what it is, guys. So that's what the alpha features that we're looking to come out with. You've heard a little bit about the direction that we want to go in. What it comes out with, what it is now, what it is in 6 months' time will be completely different level. And, 6 months after that, it's a continually developing program, is a continually developing software. But we wanted to be able to come in and talk to you a little bit, about when this is going to be coming, because the next step is, when you become part of this, when you become part of the alpha program, it's going to be a case of, okay, when's this next task coming? Well, it's going to be continually updated. And, believe me, from working on this from the inside, where we started 6 months ago and where it is now, oh my goodness. Well, it didn't exist 6 months ago in a commercialized format, but even where it was 2 weeks ago to where it is now. But we've got now to the stage where we're almost ready to invite people into the alpha program to be able to help give us feedback, because, and here we go, I said those B puns are going to come. There's going to be a good amount of bugs in the system that we're going to need your guys' help on to help us work through and get squashed in order to do it. So just very quickly, what will what will B-Stock do for my business? Well, it's going to prevent stock outs. So this is one of the main key features. So again, it's not going to do it overnight, because you need cash flow in your business to be able to keep on stock of the stuff that you need to buy. But ultimately, it will strategically tell you and work it all out, for you to be able to stop yourself from going out of stock. It's going to increase cash flow, because one of the things that we do, if we're not ordering the correct amount of stock, then we could be overspending and we could be underspending. We could be spending money on stock that we shouldn't be spending money on. So over a period of time, it's going to help increase your cash flow processes. It's also going to increase Amazon's trust as well.
I think I just weigh in now on the cash flow.
Yeah.
So one little spoiler feature for when we're doing creating purchase orders, one of the things that is dynamic is that you can dynamically choose how many days of stock you want to order, very, very dynamically. So say you have not as much money in the bank, you can choose to either increase the margin, and that will reduce the amount you're supposed to reorder, or you can lower the days of stock you order. So it's going to really help your cash flow through the dynamically way of adding your sort of line items to your purchase orders. So again, limited cash, increase your margins, reduce your days of stock, go wider, and that's the idea behind. But I just wanted to throw that out, Natalie, because I think that was a pretty cool thing that we're going to do to increase the cash flow that wasn't mentioned before. For us, a little spoiler there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's one of those things that until you go through and realize everything this software not only does at the alpha stage, but it's going to do in the future, you guys, hopefully you won't think that I literally thrown around the word game changer lightly. This is something that I really do think if ever there was a time to use the GC word, it would be now. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, you guys will agree with that for sure. So moving on, increase Amazon's trust in you as a seller. We've talked about this loads over the years, that this is not fulfilled by, it's the fulfillment centers are not there to manage your levels of stock. Amazon expects you to do that, and more so over the last 12 months than ever. That's been reflected in what is your trust credibility score within Amazon. It's constantly monitoring you as a seller and reflects it through things like IPI and restock limits and things like that within your business. If they're rubbish in your business, it means that there are areas in your business that Amazon doesn't trust you in, simple as that. It wants you to be able to send in the right amount of stock for the right amount of sales for the right amount of period of time. And this software is going to be able to help you do that. So if you are someone ultimately that is continuously suffering from low IPI scores, being restricted of the type of stock that you can send in over the Q4 period, restock limits, who knows? They were an issue. They weren't so much of an issue. Then they were an issue again. They might be an issue in the future. They might not be. But ultimately, all of these areas within your business, the software is going to be able to help you improve and help you increase that Amazon trust. They expect you to look after their inventory. Your own inventory. They do not do that for you. Also, it's going to increase sales opportunities as well, massively. Whatever way you look at it, it's going to increase sales opportunity for growth on your standard stock, on any other opportunities that you may find, lots of different areas. I could spend probably the next hour telling you all of the areas that it could increase in sales opportunity. One of my key requirements in get involved in this project was this very much to be a proactive piece of software, that it was going to help not only manage your business, but also to help that level of growth and help you diverse into different areas and areas that a lot of you want to be able to go into, but you can't because you always feel like you're juggling so many plates with what you've already got. So that was a really key area for me to be able to make sure that we wanted to get involved in. And also the second part of today's presentation, you'll see why as well. Guys, I know we've already gone over the hour, which I knew this was going to be, a little bit longer than standard, but obviously I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So I'm going to kind of speed up a little bit. Hopefully you guys will forgive me. Also an automated system that will reduce admin time and costs as well. This is all going to be automated. Imagine how long it takes you to build a wholesale purchase order. To be able to do it. Click of a button we're talking about here, guys. It's going to work it all out for you. Like Jonny said, it's going to be very dynamic. If your cash flow is pretty lean this month, then it will, put your best orders in, it will put your best stock in, and it will make sure that you are not overspending for the amount of time that you need to, and also taking into account things like seasonality as well. It's going to increase your bottom line through not over ordering. I speak to so many sellers. One of the most common issues with the Amazon business, you guys are ordering sometimes, again, hands up, guilty. We're all guilty of it as well. When I say you guys, I mean us collectively. It's like the royal you guys, includes us as well. Increasing the bottom line, not through over ordering. We get so tempted to over order. We order too much because in this business, unless you are 100% monitoring your own SKUs and you're in stock with them for 100% of the time and no other sellers are on them, it's kind of sticking your finger in the air and seeing which way the wind blows sometimes when it comes with stock ordering. This is going to solve that problem for you for sure. You'll be able to leverage supplier volumes, discounts through superior. I don't know where the rest of that line has gone, but through superior inventory management. So what it will be is you will also be able to become more valuable to your suppliers, who in turn will be able to give you, because you'll be able to order on a more regular basis, build better relationships, and hopefully get better discounts within your business because you will be ordering on a more regular basis. It bridges the gap between Amazon sellers and traditional inventory management. We've talked about this. There are inventory management systems out there, absolutely, but they don't specifically facilitate the Amazon seller or the marketplace seller. They're kind of generalistic. We've spoken to these inventory management systems, and they're not really interested in making it specific to Amazon sellers because they only see it as a very small part of the market, whereas everything that we build will be completely universal. If you stop being an Amazon seller in this business, this system will still work for you outside of Amazon. It will work across multiple levels of different platforms, your own platforms, possibly, physical stock. We haven't spoken about, retail stock if you're a shop owner or anything like that as well. But ultimately, that's the goal, to be able to facilitate it at all levels. Also create an organized system for sellers who work from home, warehouse, or with prep centers as well. Again, I've already spoken about that, so I'm not going to go over that in too much more detail, but this is a system that's going to work for everybody, no matter what level of seller you are. You do not need to be a 6-figure seller in order for this to work, or 7-figure seller, or whatever. It's ultimately something that will work across the board for you and will bring value to you wherever you are in your business. Definitely facility. Oh, I can't spell today. It was meant to say facilitate the jump from 6 to 7 figures. I want to talk about this in more detail, but not today. So this might be something that I might follow up on at a later stage. We always talk about that kind of 0 to 6 figures on Amazon is, it can come around very quickly. I'm not saying it's easy or anything like that. It's absolutely not. But some of you guys, the power of Amazon blows your mind, and you can get to 6 figures relatively quickly. The hardest step, in my personal opinion, is 6 to 7 figures, purely because people struggle with systems, processes, management of stock, all of these different types of areas that are going to be first and foremost facilitated in this software. But not only that, but also in some of the other areas that we're going to be covering as well. So we wanted to make sure that we cover you from both angles, not just from a support and maximizing what you're already doing, but also from a growth point of view as well. So this software, and again, when I got involved in this project, or when we got involved in this project at the start, this is one of the things absolutely was key for me, to be able to put in as many systems, because it's the highest level of frustration that most people have, is to be able to go from, really get excited at the start, build up, get to that VAT kind of area, and then kind of stall around there and really, really struggle to be able to push through to that next level. Well, for us, from this point of view, this is what this software has been designed, specifically to be able to do. But, okay, here's the problem. It's not quite ready. So we will need your help. And this is what today really ultimately is about. We need your feedback now. We need to be able to start to be able to test this system, to be able to get some feedback. We think it's pretty fab, but it's not perfect. So, and well, I was going to say, it's really not perfect. It needs to be able to have as many or as much data going in as possible for us to be able to work out issues within the software and things like that. So we've created an opportunity because I get a lot of people asking me about different types of support. With this type of inventory management system, there is absolutely going to be a really high level support that needs to come with this type of software, because of the features and the level and the growth in which it can facilitate your business. But like I said, some of you guys, you also want to be able to learn whilst you're doing it as well. So whilst we're not quite ready for the alpha program yet, and when I say we're not quite ready, I'm talking we are weeks away. So this is not something that's going to be in 6 months' time that we're aware of or anything like that. But in the meantime, I've also got a lot of people that are continuously asking me about selling different ways on Amazon as well. So again, here comes that B kind of pun. So we wanted to create something that, whilst we're just waiting for these few final weeks, in the testing program before we can release the alpha, we wanted to be able to create an environment where people could come and be able to learn about different things and different methods of selling from a different perspective. So this is the second part of what we are going to be launching today, which is going to be completely fueled by the inventory management system. It's going to be a very cohesive system moving forward. So, simple question is, well, where do busy bees hang out? Well, they hang out in the hive. So I did say that there was going to be lots of connotations relating to bees and, things like that. So what we wanted to specifically do is we wanted to be able to create, a community, whatever way you want to look at it, where you guys are able to use the inventory management software to be able to do everything that we've spoken about already in the business, but also for the areas of growth specifically that you may want to go into now, or you may want to go into in the future. So what the Hive will be is completely a community that is powered by the B-Stock inventory management, because like I said, this isn't going to be a simple software system. This is going to be something that is potentially going to change people's businesses, and it's going to require a good level of learning and support to be able to get this working very very well and cohesively with your business. So we wanted to be able to create a specific area where people can go and get that level of support from the software and also the growth from their business. So the Hive is the ultimate learning and support community for all e-commerce sellers. So what is the Hive? Like I said, it's going to be powered by B-Stock inventory management software. It is essentially at heart a mastermind community that provides advanced e-commerce selling techniques, education, motivation, and accountability. All of our members will benefit from a wide range of resources and support and exclusive content to help scale your business and help you reach your goals. So when you become a Hive member today, because this is what we're going to be launching, you will get access to a continuous delivery of content and weekly live sessions where you'll be able to stay focused and supported on your key areas of growth in your business. And when you have achieved them, you'll be congratulated as part of the community. This is very much going to be, again, very collaborative community. Our Beehive Vault, which we are creating, will store all live session replays if you're unable to attend live sessions. And like I said, the live sessions are very much going to be about accountability and motivation. And a lot of the education is going to come in pre-recorded content for you to be able to access 24/7 whenever you need to be able to access that. Plus, you will have access to our brand new, innovative, Amazon-specific, at this stage, I might add, inventory management and business growth software, B-Stocks. This software is currently in the testing stage, and all Hive members will have access to the alpha testing program when it is released in March. So that is the timeline that we're looking at to get your hands on the actual software. But of course, I do have to add, it is subject to change. So, if the sky falls in or something like that, or something that's not working, but believe me, we wouldn't have got to this stage at what we're talking about now and putting this in place if we weren't that close to releasing it onto the alpha testing program. Okay, so the first level of content that's going to be released into the Hive is unique bundle training. Okay, and it's going to be a unique bundle training replenishable system. Now, like I said, this is not going to be done through live training. It's going to be done purely through recorded content and then support via live sessions. So this is for anybody who is looking to build either a brand through unique bundling, or bundling through traditional wholesale and arbitrage means as well. So this is essentially what I'm pretty much known for, able to, helping people build these type of businesses within their system. So we thought it was appropriate, where there has been so much growth that has been facilitated through this for my students over the last 12 months and beyond, to be able to introduce to potentially a new audience of people that want to be able to do it. Now, there's a multitude of features that this particular learning opportunity is going to involve. So I'm just going to quickly run through them because again, I'm conscious of time, but I'm going to be bringing you the unique bundle building replenishment system. Remember what I spoke about at the start of this. Even if you're purely in arbitrage now, it will be absolutely and completely suitable for anyone that wants to build a replenishable system that also at the same time gives you varied levels of protection against those price tankers or the people that do not want to be able to make any type of money. So that's going to be covered at a really, really high level. I know a few people, I can see those B puns coming in there. A few people are saying, I did already address it slightly early on, but absolutely, Elite Sellers Academy will still 100% be going for sure. I'm not doing that for this. This is completely different company, and it's got a completely different direction. Like I said, the Hive is going to be powered by the inventory management software, and also the contributions from Jonny and Matt in a very different area of business as well. So don't worry about that, guys. I'm fully committed to ESA and also fully committed to this as well. But going through, it's going to be about creating a brand from locally sourced goods. So unique bundles, understanding the importance of creating your own brand using unique bundles and beyond for 2023. Benefits to creating your own brand, unique product creation techniques, the key elements to building a strong brand, creating your brand ideal customer avatar. So we really dig deep into what customers are looking for when you're creating these type of products, identifying your own brand opportunities, also over the shoulder unique bundled product sourcing and validation. So I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. How do you take it through the stage of testing to know, give the bundle as much chance as possible to succeed, how to identify suppliers, pre-launch research strategy as well. Like I said, we do all the work up front with this, guys. So we take it through to a level where we want to be able to make sure that you guys have the best possible chance of success when you launch and create these type of bundles. And also how to stay Amazon compliant when writing your listings, which is something that has become one of the biggest areas of issue for people creating their own products. There's a right way to do it. There's a wrong way to do it. There's somewhere that's in the middle, but we always live in the light. That's what I always say. We always make sure that we teach the right techniques, what you're able to do, what is right for Amazon, as per their terms of service, as it is interpreted. So, that's really, really important for me to be able to do that. Again, loads more here. How to create photography, how to create an unregistered brand, how to create a registered brand, registering for a trademark, setting up your brand, facilitating, compelling and writing A+ content, pricing your products and understanding competition. That's one of the biggest areas I see that generally is not covered. That people don't tend to understand. It's not just about chucking a couple of things together. You've got to have a reason why. Why would somebody want to purchase that particular area? That's all covered. Launching your product, so there'll be launch strategies involved. Lovely PPC, which is something that everybody loves hearing about for sure, but something when you start creating your own products that you need to know about. How to maximize sales through brand registry, so we're going to dive deep into that. Don't be under any kind of oppressions, guys. Brand registry is the route that Amazon wants. Brand registry is what the route Amazon wants most sellers to be able to go down. So we're going to dive deep into that. Also, brand business building plan as well. There's opportunities to build brands and there's opportunities to sell brands as well. So it's not just a few years ago when you were an Amazon seller, you couldn't dream about potentially selling your business, especially if you were a reseller. This is going to be something that you're going to be able to potentially build a brand and, potentially aggregate it at a later stage or sell it to someone at a later stage, something that you couldn't really dream about doing. That's something Amazon's made possible over the last couple of years. And then also, we're going to go through and show you how to take advantage of seasonality when it comes to bundles and creating those unique opportunities that can really see you boost your levels of profit over the Q4 period. But just to let you know, it's not just Q4 when we start seeing those, when we start seeing the big spikes, it's other areas, and there's always seasonality in particular. So this is a new training system that's going to go as part of the content into the Hive as the first level of content which is being released. Now, as I said, that's the first level of content. And, you know, I'm going to be specifically covering that to start with, because it's a new intake of people, for people that want to learn about, you know, bundling, to be able to do that as well. So coming soon in future content, I just wanted to quickly run over this. B-Stock Mastery. This is what's going to be covered in the Hive, and covered at a really high level. And it's going to be covered by Jonny and, you know, some of the other leaders within the community. It's about not only just supplying software, but also making sure you guys know how to use it and how you can best utilize it in your business. So this is absolutely something that I want to make sure that, you know, we were all 100%, you know, involved in, and making sure it's all very well selling software, but we, you know, we want you guys to be able to use it and utilize it in the best way possible. So that is definitely something that's going to be built, you know, and facilitated on a continual basis. Global selling expansion, so specifically to EU, specifically to the EU markets. Jonny and Matt have done it very successfully, and not many sellers have. So that's definitely content that's going to be coming in the future. Shopify, again, both Jonny and Matt. You can see here, you know, it's these guys that are going to be, you know, covering a lot of the areas. Shopify seller success. So this is for those of you that want to set up your own Shopify. And again, this really isn't going to be a case of, you know, shiny object syndrome or anything like that. The beauty of this, it comes through in the way that it's delivered. It's there ready for wherever you want to be able to use it. We're also going to be looking at projects Etsy specifically for the Hive as well. And also, this is the one that I'm probably the most excited about. In the Hive in particular, we're going to be doing something called Project Private Label Hawkeye. So this is something where, without going into too much detail, I'll give you a quick bones of it, is we are going to do a full over-the-shoulder private label product, traditional private label product. But, well, it's not traditional because it's still going to be sourced and manufactured in the UK, but it is not unique bundles. So it's taking it to that that final next level, and you're going to be able to watch us, you know, do build that, and exactly in a transparent way. This new, you know, brand and private label products that we are going to be selling, which I'm really, really, you know, excited about, you know, moving forward. Also, arbitrage and wholesale advanced strategies as well. Oh, and by the way, with the private label thing, it's not going to be preloaded. It's not going to be a preloaded gun or anything like that. If it fails, it fails, and you're going to see it fail. But I actually think sometimes that can be just as valuable, because you'll see what we did wrong, and we'll be able to hopefully go through and correct it and things like that. So yeah, it's not going to be a preloaded gun. It's going to be, we're going to launch it, and we are going to, you know, see what it does essentially, so you guys can see that full process of what happens. Also, as always, advanced arbitrage and wholesale strategies, you know, everything that you can think of, advanced sourcing strategies, repricing strategies, replenishment strategies, everything that you get. Yeah, I think a couple of people saying about ESA there with the bundling side. Cindy's hit it on the head. This is going to be a, you know, a small part of this. It's everything else. You know, that's why it will remain as part of, you know, ESA and everything, and the information's already in there essentially. So it's definitely going to be not the main focus of this. It's just going to be the first level of content that's going to be released. Also, it's going to be business system mastery. You know, what Matthew Wright is an absolute master at, building systems, processes within his business to make it run as you know, to maximum effect as much as possible. Also, we're going to have regular release of 7-figure SOPs, so, you know, standard operating procedure and templates that you need within your business. Now, this is two of the next things that I'm super excited about. We're going to have accountability groups based on current business level with designated group coaches and group leaders. So one of the things, you know, sometimes can be a little bit of an issue when you're dealing with like, you know, big groups of people, is everybody's at different levels. So one thing we hope to build in, it won't be something that's going to happen tomorrow, is, you know, being able to separate people depending on the level that they are in their business, where they are, and the specific goals that they want to achieve. So you guys can work together in more of a concentrated area to be able to achieve specific as opposed to generalistic goals. So it's somewhere between group coaching and one-to-one coaching. It will kind of fill a nice gap between those two areas. So, you know, coaching, accountability and motivation at a higher level than you would get from a standard kind of mastermind. And then finally, well, not finally, because there's also going to be stuff that's going to be moving forward as well, is finally partnered prep center integration. So this is something that we are massively looking forward to as part of the B-Stocked world, is to be able to build in, you know, partnerships with prep centers to be able to make that process even easier for you to manage the, you know, the inventory that you are holding at prep centers if you are not running your own warehouse or running from home. Some of the biggest challenges that people faced is transition into prep centers through cash flow areas is kind of hopefully build towards and working seamlessly, being able to get people to either outsource their business or be able to look to grow their business through that. And of course, it's going to be continual content, something that's going to be, you know, uploaded on a continual basis. You guys will always have something to be able to keep you busy. But like I said, this is not for Amazon specifically for the future. This is always going to be to cover a wide variety of e-commerce businesses. So hopefully that sounds good. So I'm at the end, guys. So this is it. It did take a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but now I realize there was a lot to go through. So thank you very much for your patience. But today I'm going to leave you with the Hive launch offer. Now, we are actually going to be going live with the Hive. Didn't know, a poet, and I didn't know it, in a couple of weeks. Okay, so the first, you know, we're going to leave the cart open for a couple of weeks, give people the chance to kind of, you know, think about the information that we've delivered and everything like that. But just to make it clear, we're going live with the Hive. But anybody that joins the Hive today in the next 2 weeks, today will receive a price that they are not going to receive ever again, and they will get access to the alpha program for the inventory software. So the price that I'm going to give you for the rest of the time that you are a Hive member, B-Stocked member, will be the price that you pay, even if in the future we very much add more features and everything like that, then this will be the price that you'll pay. So it's definitely going to be worth getting in, you know, before the Hive goes live. So it is £99 per month. Okay, so that's for the Hive. That will also include the B-Stock inventory management system as well. That will get you that alpha access when it is released in March. And then obviously as it develops, it goes through beta and then goes into final launch. That price will stay the same for you. I just have to add one caveat though. This system is built on, the B-Stock system is built on the amount of orders that you use. We've tried to price it as best we can in terms of what we think will be, you know, profitable for us as a business and everything like that, and the effort and everything that goes into it with the average Amazon seller. But there will eventually be a tiered pricing system, more relating to the amount of orders that you'll do. Now, I'm happy to give people an idea of what we think it's going to be. We don't think the next tier of pricing is going to kick in until you are doing, and we can't be more specific at this stage, I'm afraid, more than 3,000 to 5,000 orders per month. okay, which we think is pretty generous, to be perfectly honest. And we think the majority of sellers that will probably cover, and then it will be a tiered system from there. But we're talking £99 per month, and then going up from there. But, you know, if you consider and look at something like Mintsoft, which is, you know, starts at £500, Limworks, God, I don't even want to know how much Matt Wright pays for that, but it's thousands.
£1,100 a month.
There we go. So, you know, we're not talking anywhere in that stretch of the imagination. And also, we also have to say that, you know, there is a fair usage policy as well. So during the alpha and the beta testing, you know, if you are one of those, you know, if you're Jonny basically, or at Jonny's level or something like that, then, you know, at times we try and keep it the same during the alpha and the beta, but it is fair usage at the end of the day. So if you are massively over the usage that we're talking about, then we may have to come to you and, you know, sort of have a word. Essentially, not going to tell you to stop ordering or anything like that, but obviously, like I said, we try and balance it out. We don't want to, but we just want to make that clear beforehand, because obviously, you know, this is a business venture at the end of the day as well. So that's it for me. Oh yes, I saw about the VAT. What were you going to say about that, Matt?
Yeah, good question. So we are in the process of being VAT registered. We do not have a VAT number at present. So the launch offer is there is no VAT charged, but we will be charging VAT. So it'd be £99 plus VAT. So if you're VAT registered, it won't make a difference to how much you pay anyway, because you claim that VAT back. But yeah, we're just waiting for the VAT number to be issued. So we will be charging VAT on this product. But at the moment, on this particular launch offer, there is no VAT charged.
Yeah, absolutely. So worst case scenario, I think it works out at 118. With VAT included when it comes in. So yeah, this is the launch price. This is the price that's going to be available for the next 2 weeks. The first live session will go live on 21st of February, which is a Tuesday. So as it stands, the live sessions will be Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Now we're going to try and be a little bit more flexible in terms of when live sessions are delivered and things like that. There will be, at a later stage, more than one live session a week. There will be different group coachings and things going on. Like I said, this is very much going to be almost a network that we are building here, essentially. So it's not just going to be about you know, one live session.
We've undersold it. Yeah, I think you've undersold like how big the hive's going to be. And I thought I would just make it clear that this £99 per month, you're getting the software for free. For the next 2 weeks, you sign up. This is the price of the training. This is a free offer to the software to be alpha testers. And as a thank you, if you're under 3,000 orders, you get lifetime access to this software, which the market value is in the hundreds and hundreds if you compare it to competition. So to be clear, like this offer, you're getting, you know, incredible training from 3 of them of the top sellers on Amazon, and you get some free software which is worth hundreds of pounds. And to me, I feel like we are underselling this. It's an insane deal, and I honestly, if you can get, I would sign up in the next 2 weeks just so you can get access to that, because after that things will go up and we will start charging for B-Stock as an add-on, because it obviously costs a lot of server costs. There's a lot of things going behind. We have a big development team. You know, we're reinvesting everything in. This is a very incredible deal. The hive is going to be in itself. B-Stock is, again, even though they're partners, B-Stock's only 10% of it. We're going to help with B-Stocks, and I'm going to give training, like, you know, on a regular basis to help use B-Stock. But the main bulk of the hive is to help accelerate people, give accountability, and help people drive their businesses. And B-Stock is just a bonus. That's why it's just incredible. And I feel like we do undersell. Yeah, I just want to make that clear. Again,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Luke has asked, any idea? Oh God, I'm getting loads of messages already.
So
saying that they're joined. Brilliant. Thank you, guys.
So
I'm not.
B-Stock is not available.
Yeah,
it's not available as a standalone product. So this is I want to keep it for now within, and as for the future plans, we want to keep it to the Hive. We don't want to let other people, we don't want it as a standalone project for now. So it's not available as a standalone product.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's important to state, actually, guys. I think Cindy or someone's put the cart, by the way. We should have said that.
Yeah,
we're like the worst salespeople ever. The cart's in the comment. You know, we're not salespeople, essentially. You know, we are sellers, and now we are software creators. So as well. So you know, we don't want to oversell this. You know, it comes down to essentially this is very much going to be a game changer. I hope we have really highlighted the value of, you know, what this is going to bring overall to people's businesses. We intend to keep it inside the Hive at the moment as an exclusive benefit of the Hive to be able to use the software. We're not saying it won't ever be standalone, but it's not in the immediate future. But even if it is standalone, even if it ever you know, get to that point, which we're not saying it won't, then absolutely the software wouldn't be any less than this price right now on its own. Yeah. So, you know, that's the
no matter how you look at it, whether you get the software with free training or you get the training with free software, that's just depends how you look at it, really, doesn't it?
Yeah,
because it's the same offer, essentially.
Yeah, we feel really strongly about the fact that, you know, we're going to give you this incredibly powerful tool to be able to run your business, which, like I said, and this is no exaggeration, guys, you know, we focused a lot on the software today, obviously, because, you know, that's the part. We are equally excited about both elements to this opportunity. But the software, if you did nothing else, and I stand by this fact, you know, if you did nothing else with this particular software, but just listen to what the software is doing, it without facilitating growth in your business at all. So without even adding, you know, potentially one new SKU to your business, this will increase your business anyway. It will increase your bottom line. It will increase your margins. It will increase your sales. It will increase your turnover without doing anything to it. But we really want to be able to facilitate that gap. All three of us passionately believe that the opportunity in the next 12 to 24 months in the e-commerce space will be at its absolute peak. So to be able to deliver the opportunities for to be able to facilitate some of the other areas of growth that some people want to get into, they want to develop as part of their business, because you're going to be able to. So many people can't make that transition into eBay, or they can't make that transition into Shopify, or they can't make that transition into private label or creating their own products because they're too busy faffing around with what they're already doing. And that is, to be perfectly frank, you know, faffing around with what they're already doing, and there's still, you know, 30% gaps in those business. So this is designed to you know, this is designed to facilitate and grow as many 6 to 7 figure sellers over the next 12 to 24 months, whilst supporting, whilst grossing, you know, while growing as well, to, you know, offer that next level support. Like I said, not everything's going to be here straight away. You know, it's going to be a gradual thing. And I will say, actually, guys, this is a, you know, month by month basis. You do not have to commit to this, but obviously as we're starting out, you know, the you know, it's going to take some time to build up the information and, you know, in the Hive, as well as, you know, the facilitation. But that's why you're getting it at the price to start with, you know, essentially, because you're getting that level of extra value, because we need your help, essentially, as well. That's what it comes down to. So we're looking forward to doing it. I know there's a few questions about, you know, numbers and things like that. So I'm just going to stop sharing. I'm going to come back. Is everyone, Matt, Johnny, are you okay if I stop sharing the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Come back. There we go. We should be back. There we are. Okay, cool. So the checkout is open now. Like I said, it's going to be open for the next couple of weeks. There's going to be a huge amount of information that's going to be poured in. But like I said, what I will definitely say, guys, is it is month by month. So you can dip in and you can come out as you please. But just to be clear, that in order to get access to be stocked, you have to be a Hive member, definitely. I think with, you know, having, when you charge a subscription on a monthly basis, it very much leans to the fact that, yes, you can come and go. We're not going to be like those people that say, oh, if you go, you never darken our doorstep again. We don't want to hear from you. We understand that there are different points and different challenges in business. And sometimes you can't give things your full attention and things like that. We understand that. We're going to be totally flexible about that. But I do want people really to go in on the basis of, with this in particular, that you will be, you know, this is long-term members, essentially, to get the best out of it through, you know, the accountability, the training, the education, the business systems, be stocked itself. It's not something that's going to work for you if you're constantly dipping in and dipping out. That's the way I want to say it. And as an added benefit, you know, from an educational point of view, what we've also decided, which obviously in a year's time you don't have to worry about it, is, you know, we want to offer a loyalty, discount or loyalty bonus as well. So if you are members of the Hive and you're members for a Hive for the year, and any content that's been delivered over that year's period, then once you hit your annual anniversary of being a Hive member, then what we will do is we will give you all of that content that's been supplied over the previous years. So if you leave at that stage, you leave with the last year's content to be able to do it. Now, I would say it month by month, but at the end of the day, it's not really going to do you any good, because there's going to be, you know, unfinished things and whatever. But just to reiterate, obviously this is something that is for Hive members only. I know there's a couple of questions, amount of people, things like that. Look, we're not expecting thousands of people to join. You know, we have a very small group. I know there's a lot of people on here, but it's, you know, different people at different stages in their business and things like that. So, you know, it's not something that's going to be, you know, we hope it'll grow and we hope it'll grow big, but, you know, we do not have you know, we don't essentially have, you know, massive audiences between us. So, yeah. It's going to be still, I feel it's still going to hopefully
very exclusive. I think so.
Exclusive, you know, sort of feel to it. And with regards to the alpha, I believe me, I've asked this question many times, and Johnny's assured me. So for him, as far as we're aware, that there will be no limit to the amount of people on the alpha in terms of server load, right? If that's the question.
Yeah. Yeah. I doubt we'll get millions of users. But yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We're not anticipating that this will be like millions and millions, so that it's going to cause any server issues or anything like that. Famous last words. But here we go. But this is what it's all about. Thanks, Cindy. Cindy keeps putting the cart in there, so we really appreciate it. I think a few people are saying, about purchase button. So I don't know, Matt, if you want to have a look at that. But if you have any issues, obviously, like I said, we wanted to be able to do it. We wanted to be able to do this at an accessible price and, you know, accessibility for people to be able to do it. Andre said people out there charging thousands as a one-off to be able to offer 5% of what you offer here. You would be insane not taking such a cheap offer from 3 people that are massively successful at what they do, which is exactly what everyone here wants, selling on Amazon, making money. Absolutely. Thank you, Andre. That's really nice of you to say. You know, Andre is definitely someone who's experienced really great success and, you know, through taking action on the information, you know, that's been supplied in certain areas. Yeah, I think some people are having issues. Oh, the Facebook group link isn't working. I think a few people are saying, don't worry, guys.
We'll get you in. Don't worry. There's plenty of time to sort that out. I'll have a look now. But yeah, don't worry. We've got everybody's emails and things, so we can sort all that out.
Yeah, we'll add everyone that signs up, but rest assured, don't worry. There's nothing in the Facebook group as yet, so you don't have to worry about you not missing out on anything. So the first live session will be the 21st. And by the way, I appreciate that's 2 weeks from now. So what will happen is, if for any reason after a month, you know, it isn't suitable for you or whatever, you know, you will have that 2-week grace period before you have to leave. So I appreciate some people might join today, some people might join in 2 weeks. But obviously, you know, and that's in 2 weeks is when the first level of information will start being delivered, you know, because it's half term. we took that into account as well when we originally booked this as well. I know sometimes people, put off doing things because, like me being a parent and things like that, you sort of like, you get, stuff you got to do with your kids and everything. So, guys, let us know if you're having a problem with purchasing, and, Matt, that's your domain. You have to sort that out.
That's me.
Guys, is there anything else you want to add? In terms of anything else that I've said? This really has gone on longer than I thought it was going to, but judging by the numbers, people are still interested in hearing what we've got to say, because guys definitely have got, you're hanging on in there, so we really, really appreciate that. But just give me a little bit of feedback. Hopefully, I really do hope we've got across the level of value that what we're offering here, what we've created. It's very hard to sometimes get it across without that kind of hard sell, as in it's worth 5,000, but we're going to give it to you for 5p kind of thing. So we really do hope that it's come across in the way that we've intended, in terms of not wanting to make that hard sell, but at the same time we also want you to see the value in what we're going to be offering and what we're going to be having to create here for sure. How long before the software will be released? March for alpha. That's what we're hoping for March. But like I said, I have to say hope, because in the world of software, things sometimes do not go as planned. But like I said, we wouldn't be releasing this now if we didn't think it was imminent. If we thought it was in 6 months' time, we would be doing this in 5 months' time. We wouldn't be releasing it now. It's a very, very, imminent for sure. But that's why we've launched the Hive at the same time. So there will be, content and everything and accountability relating to that, that even if it does take just that little bit longer, then you guys are going to be getting an incredible level of value for what you're going to be paying for anyway as well. So yes, if you sign up at the grandfather price of £99, and remember, it's without VAT at the moment because we had an issue with VAT registration. It will normally be VAT registration. So I would say, yes, you get it at that price, unless you go above a certain level of orders, which we need to work out the maximum of that. I know Mariana asked that earlier. We don't know the maximum price as yet, but we're hoping even our maximum price is still going to be a lot lower than the minimum price for, the traditional inventory management software. I think that's fair to say, guys, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Facebook group, the link is working. It was my fault. I hadn't changed it from hidden. So if you now click the link, it will now take you to the group. So the group link, is correct. It was just the privacy settings. So the Facebook group is now active.
There we go. Look at that.
I'd say there only ever be an extra is if we release any sort of feature that has significant server costs in order to run that feature, and that's the only time that it would be an add-on, optional add-on. That would be the only time the B stock will go, or if it's more than 3,000 when it gets to the beta. So that's really it, right? Apart from the like £100 again, is just that's the price of the training. It's not, and you get the software included. So got to keep reiterating that. Yeah.
And just to reiterate, I have to keep saying it because I really don't want people to feel that this is something that wasn't covered enough. We had a problem with VAT registration. We were planning to do it 99 plus VAT today, but there will have to come a point when that VAT registration goes through. It might be the next payment, it might be the payment afterwards, where it will change from 99 to 118 because it'll be VAT registered. Now, obviously, the first payment, you guys, you won't be able to claim VAT back on it because there is no VAT charged on it. Okay, so I just want to be able to, deal with that. Pre-recorded content, absolutely, certainly will be from my point of view. The other guys are going to be, delivering content as well. And like I said, it's not always through recorded or live. A lot of the value is going to come through having processes put in the business, standard operating procedures, templates, contracts, things like that, all of these different levels that you need to facilitate. Matt, I know it's something in the future. You love stuff like, make you sound like a geek, sorry, but I'm going to throw you under the bus. You know, stuff like employment contracts, you know, HR, you know, that type of thing. This is real business stuff, guys. This isn't side hustle Amazon. This is for wherever you are now, to provide you with all of the tools, all of the information, all of the facilitation to be able to take you to that level in business of whatever you want to be able to. And yes, we've talked predominantly about 6 to 7, but at the same time, there's no glass ceiling with this. So it doesn't automatically, as soon as you get to 7 figures, right, you need to move on to something else. Yeah, it might be, you know, something else that might be more customizable or suitable for you. But at the end of the day, this is designed to take your business to whatever level you want to. You know, Jonny's business is continually growing and growing and growing. And you don't see a point in this business where you won't be able to use this software, even if you're heading to the 8 figures, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like just to reiterate, you know, I'm here to help with my knowledge of Amazon as well and how I became a top 250 seller. Like, I'm not just here for the software. I'm also here for my mentorship, helping accountability, helping people with wholesale sourcing, and whoever's been to my training before, you'll be getting more of that. So again, it's not just, you know, there's going to be obviously course content, pre-quarter content. It's also lives from all of us as well, and accountability, and you're going to get knowledge all 3 of us all in one sort of, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be good.
I think, yeah, the important point said, the reason we've done this, there are certain types of delivery of information that suit recorded, certain type that suit live, certain type that suit templates, certain type. We don't want to pigeonhole it, essentially. That's what we're saying. But you will receive a minimum amount of live contact, accountability, and, you know, and coaching. Like I said, I don't think there was so much to pack in today, you know, and unfortunately, guys, you're going to have to make a judgment call over the next couple of weeks. You're going to have to trust us and say that, you know, to join, you're going to get an immense amount of value. You know, I said to the guys today, I'd love to be able to, but, you know, you just sound like a scam artist if you say it. You know, if you don't make back, you know, your monthly subs in the first year, you know, 4 weeks, I'm not going to go down that route, because at the end, we could, but at the end of the day, I think it takes a level of, you know, you guys have known us long enough now. You know, there's too many proven strategies. There's too many proven examples across the board in the levels that we're going to be covering, not only through software, but through accountability, through training, you know, for whatever way you want to look at it. There's too much proven here. Now, of course, it goes without saying, and I have to say this, you guys have to do the hard work. You have to do the heavy lifting. You have to put this stuff into action, okay? You have to be able to do it. You have to be able to, you know, have that. But we're going to do as much as we can to facilitate. The first live session I'm going to go live with is actually not related to bundle. I know someone asked that. So the bundle stuff will be pre-recorded and it'll be gradually fed in. So it's not going to go in straight away, because a lot of you pay 99 and bugger off once you've got that. So, you know, we have to do it kind of strategically and respectfully for the people that are going to be paying. So that's going to be fed in. But one of the first sessions I'm going to be going live with is I'm going to go through and show you how to get more organized in your business. So there's going to be such a wide variety of stuff. And for some of you, I know that you love the live training. For some of you, you prefer the pre-recorded content. Some of you like step-by-step guides. Some of you like standard operating procedures. Like I said, we're going to cover that, but it's not going to be from day one. And that's why we're charging what we're charging. And, you know, as a couple of people have clearly said that have worked with us in different capacities, what we're offering here for the price of what we're offering, yeah, we're crazy.
Yeah,
we're definitely crazy.
No, I think it's a fantastic offer. Sorry, there was a little issue with the checkout. The button was grayed out, but it was working. It was just grayed out, as you could see, but it's not sorted. So if anyone had any trouble, should all be sorted now. Yeah.
So just to reiterate, you've got 2 weeks from today to sign up at this particular offer. So I think we were agreed that the price will go up after 2 weeks. I think that's it. or we may withdraw the alpha offer. I'm not sure which one it's going to be at this stage. So I just want to make that absolutely clear. And the only reason I say that, just by pure by some pure reason, 100 of you, and the server capacity can't take it, then we might have to cut off the alpha. So the sooner you join, the better. I promise that's not a sales ploy. The sooner you join, the better. Absolutely. And don't wait until 2 minutes before 7 Tuesday on 2 weeks' time. I know you will. You're all going to ignore me and do it anyway. It's always the way we say it. Don't do it. Don't do it every single time. So, but yeah, it's definitely something. I know there's been a few other questions asked. So, guys, do you want to go and cover those ones? Just grab a drink. I've been talking for like 2 hours. I forgot you guys were here as always. Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, I think there's a few. I think we've kind of answered most of the questions. We've had a lot of chat. If anyone's got any burning questions, do you want to repost them again? Just because I think we kind of went through a lot of them. Is there any you've spotted particularly?
Yeah. Do you know what? I actually think Wesley's probably hit it on the head the most for those that know that kind of system. I suppose that is probably the most similar pack to what it's going to be like, where it's in terms of the pre-recorded content, but it will be so much more of a network in terms of accountability, coaching, motivation. So that's what I mean. I really don't think there's anything out there like this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I really don't think there is that's going to offer this level of what it's going to offer for the price. And I don't want to go on about the price. I don't want to say it's cheap because, at the end of the day, we need you guys to be able to help us do this. What may happen in the future is, which is what happened, has happened to other not similar system, because I really do think this is unique. What may happen is we may withdraw monthly pricing. And we may make it you want this, it works, it's going to do this. It may become an annual offer to join in the future, where you have to pay X amount of money up front to be able to do it. So we're not going to commit to anything other than if you join at this stage. That's what it comes down to. In a year's time, you may have to, we may be those ultimate gurus that you have to pay $5,000 to get in on this, but only because it works, essentially. We have to do that for sure. Any other questions?
There's one question just come in. Can you tell me what's going to be available when I join now? So there's nothing actually available at this very moment. The training is going to start on the 21st. That's when we're going to be starting delivering all the live content. But like I say, the reason to join now is the price. The price is why the price is so low. We don't know what we're going to charge in the future. We depend on numbers, but it could be double in the future. So that's the reason to join now. Plus, you'll get access to the software in testing format. And depending on numbers, we may remove that part of the offer if we release the Hive later on.
Absolutely. So for the first week, I would say first couple of weeks, what it's going to be is that's where we're going to find ourselves within the group. Definitely going to be having a few ad hoc live sessions. Not ad hoc, they're going to be on Tuesday at 7:00. But like I said, we definitely want to facilitate that, not just evenings. You guys love some of these daytime sessions as well, so we want to make that a bit more flexible in terms of, if you're not available at Tuesday on a 7, it doesn't mean that you're going to miss out. Everything will be pre-recorded. Everything will be having in relation to that. Someone said, will you be doing it's fun, will you be doing affiliates? Yes, we will, but not now. That will be at some point in the future for sure. The first couple of weeks or so, when we launch the Hive in a couple of weeks, we'd probably be looking at a live session for the first few weeks per week, and then also a significant part of the first module of the bundle information being released.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then as we go into March, that's when the B stocks will be joining.
Yeah. As
well. If I join now, is payment taken on the same day every month? Yes, it would be.
Yes, it's taken on the day that you sign up.
Yeah, so what it will be eventually, because I appreciate, and I know some of you out there will think that, because I would have thought this. If I join today and it doesn't start for 2 weeks, and I decide after 2 weeks it's not for me, and I want to leave without my next payment coming out, well, that means I've only had access for 2.5 weeks or whatever. On this occasion, if you do join earlier, at any point you will have the same amount of time after your membership has expired. Before you're removed from the hive. So if you join today and you decide not to renew your payment after a month, then effectively you have access from 6 weeks till now.
Yeah, so we'll guarantee access essentially.
Yeah, so don't worry about
6 weeks.
Yeah, so don't worry about
you'll get
paying.
access if you quit. But I don't see any reason why you would. But yeah,
no, absolutely not. Any other questions? Yvonne, due to the backup of the training, would you say it's good for a complete beginners either, or the Amazon world, or specifically the arbitrage world? Ooh,
good question.
Good question. If I had my time again, specifically, I would always do arbitrage first because it's a fantastic way to be able to, to build your business and learn about selling on Amazon. But in terms of if somebody just wants to cut out, that area, yes, I don't know. Do you know what I'm going to say? I think you need a bit of experience, to be perfectly honest. I don't want to say it's for complete newbies that have not set up their account, that have known anything. That is something, I don't know, maybe I don't think we will ever facilitate brand new in terms of, because this is really about growth. This is about acceleration within people's businesses. But if somebody wants to go down that route first, there's no right or wrong, essentially.
I think they have to be serious, don't they? If you are serious, I want my business to be 6 figures by the end of the year, then by all means. If you're thinking I want this to be a part-time weekend thing, then this isn't the training group for you. We're not looking at FBA complete beginners. We're kind of lucky, like you say, we're looking to take people who are actively selling and scale them up and grow them to the next level, whatever that level is, whether it be 6, 7.
Yeah, I think on the flip side, though, as well, which is important to look at, even if, like I said, you're essentially getting the software free for this. So even if not, it would save the money in the long run. But also, if they're building the business using this and they are, essentially brand new to it, and they're not taking into account any of the training, they're just, joining for the software, then ultimately you're going to build a slicker business quicker. It's going to be able to scale quicker, as opposed to something that's going to take longer. And we always talk about scale up as quickly as possible and then fill those gaps afterwards. Well, essentially this is something that will hopefully reduce those bucket holes as much as possible.
It's a quick question I've just seen. Will the software be integrated with other software eventually? I don't know if you want to answer that, Jonny.
Yeah, so I think the biggest benefit and why I wanted to use components was it gives us the ability to integrate with a lot of the, for example, warehouse management systems. So you'd be able to pull in your sort of warehouse quantity from these more expensive systems and put them into the software. So then you can have really good purchase, really good FBA management, purchase orders, and all that Bstock offers, and it seamlessly integrate with the likes of the warehouse management systems. And we want to, because we have those components of the bundle, we can there's limitless really opportunity there, because we have 2 ways to integrate. And again, it will give an edge over other softwares that don't work by the components, because they haven't got the option to do that. And again, we don't want to be in a software debate. Like, this is the last thing we want to do, but that is again the purpose of and how we see this software to really scale and really benefit, because it would just seamlessly work with other software so well. Again, and that's just the beginning, really, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, we're not here for software wars at the end of the day. We will work with whoever wants to work with us. It's essentially, that's what the system's been built to do. And I know that there's been questions about specific, a number of specific softwares. We are building it so it can do that, so it's up to the software provider. We can't force them, to integrate, obviously, with us to be able to do it. So it's up to them. In terms of questions I've seen asked about, do I still need this software and this one? That's a decision you guys have got to make on your own, in terms of, we built this software in particular. There's two parts to it, remember? We've got the software and the Hive as well. Effectively, you are getting the software free. If you see nothing else, see the value in the Hive. Which is actually, as soon as that came out of my mouth, that was like a ridiculous statement after everything we've been through. But I think we've got some Facebook issues there as well, guys. So
yeah, it seems to be.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we'll get everybody in. We'll invite you manually if we have to.
We can't take a look into your business and say, well, yeah, it will do that, and you don't need that, and it will do that. But this software in particular and the Hive has been built as a really unique seller system that has been going to be built to integrate with those who want to work with us, but also separately as well, it's been built as something that is unique. We don't see this as replacing anything, right? We didn't build it for that purpose. We built it specific to, facilitate people's businesses and taking into account a wide variety of uses for people in the business. So we didn't build this because, we want you to cancel another software or do this or do that. This is standalone. I think that's a fair comment, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have any direct competitors. I think we're very unique the way we're approaching this. And again, it's a part of the Hive, it's exclusive really. So I just don't really see that. Again, what software people want to use, we'll encourage and give the best choices for them. And that's part of the training and being transparent. In no way it's going to be a massive upsell to B-Stocks. If you use other software, we're going to help you with that as well. Because, again, so the Hive is training, and we'll do whatever's best for your business and for you. So again, we've got to be careful about conflict of interest there as we're providing training as well. And we will give you the best advice possible without any sort of biases, I think. And again, whatever works for you, we'll help you with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to, this is, like I said, it's a full system, essentially. That's why we're not selling one without the other, as it stands at the moment. At some point, possibly the software may come standalone, but the software does work without everything else, and the training works without the software, right? They both will work without each other. There's no doubt about it. But I don't want them to, because I want people to have maximum results. That's why we're keeping them together. For no other reason. We could have easily launched both of these today and charged that price for both of them, individually and easily. Yeah. So hopefully this is, you guys will understand the point of view, what we've tried to create here, because we didn't want to just bring out another Me Too software product. We wanted to create a very unique system that is just going to grow and grow and grow. And like I said, we don't want to be a jack of all trades either. So, we will only introduce plugins into this business that will facilitate the plan of growth or support or learning or whatever. We're not going to be developing thousands of different things. It's going to be this, because this is the key for us, essentially, in 3 individual businesses and the people that we work with as well. Program of events, absolutely, that will go in the group. You will always know what's coming up, absolutely. But if you didn't catch it, we did cover a lot of what we thought was going to be covered. Certainly when we talk about what we think is going to be covered, in my mind, this is where Jonny has a heart attack and freaks out when I say this, but everything we've talked about, for me, blueprint wise and, future content, I'm hoping will be like a year, something like that will be the plans for a year. Is that fair? Jonny's sweating. He's like, no answer.
What we've laid out today in terms of features, that's going to be sort of the plan for the year. Well, again, like we said, I'm putting a lot of time, a lot of investment. We've got a big team, good team working on it. So, hopefully there's much progress as possible. And again, the core of the software is the full cycle of inventory, being able to create purchase orders, be able to manage your inventory, manage to receive those purchase orders, and then be able to send them off to Amazon. That is the core of the software, having that full cycle. Everything else is just very, everything else. There's going to be a lot of features coming, and people will be pleasantly surprised and pretty happy with it, I believe. Yeah.
I know someone previously asked, it's very hard for us to say what level that you have to be at in your business and what it could potentially result in. I am going to stick my head on the block, and I am going to say, look, if you're with us for a year and you've paid them 12 months, and I will eat my hat if if the software doesn't at least cover that. I will eat my hat if the training doesn't at least cover that. I can't give you specific numbers, but we are not looking at just covering costs of software here, for you to be part. We are looking at being able to put a full seller system in place that will help you create and phenomenal processes and systems in your business. Automate, get you to the level of, Jonny, if that is so what you want, to be able to travel the world and do it. I've got no interest in traveling the world. So this is what I mean. I love that there's different perspectives, for different areas. What works for me doesn't work for Jonny, but might work for Matt. What works for Matt might not work for me, and then when you guys come on board, we bring that extra, effort in as well. But I can't make any guarantees. Like I said, I've been part of things where people have said, if you don't at least get this money, then you can get a full refund in a year's time. No, but they've never got any intention of giving you a full refund. They make it so complex for you to get a full refund in X amount of time. Yes, after 7 days or a short period of time, absolutely. But it's definitely something that you've got to go into this with a kind of longer term mindset. The only reason you want to be leaving this is if you're not selling, and the only reason that you will be leaving if you're not selling is because you haven't listen to the software, or you haven't taken action on the information being delivered, or you haven't held yourself accountable, you haven't done all of these different types of areas. Like I said, everything that we're creating, bar the software, actually, by the way, the software is the new thing. Everything else that we're going to be covering, which is the main crux of the hive, is proven. These are proven strategies, proven things. The software is proven in Jonny's business, but it was custom software. So but like I said, there's no reason why that won't translate into the commercialized product.
Yeah.
And it'd be better, as well, in the long term as well. So, this is it. Sorry, Leo. Yeah, I was getting to your question. Again, covering all areas.
And private label.
Private label. I'm really excited about the Project Hawkeye. That is,
I think it's going to be good.
I named it as a joke, but then I really fell in love with the name, which is, that's how Unique Bundles got named. I actually was like, you put something with it, and it's a bit unique, and it's a bundle. Unique Bundle. I'll change the name later, and it kind of stuck. So, definitely. Like I said, proven systems. I can't. The first level, like I said, no, I thank Cindy for highlighting it. She got exactly what I mean. It's one of the things in particular that this isn't, and I know a few people have asked about, because obviously I have separate monthly training that is separate, right? Different things, different goals, different whatever. The only reason that I've introduced essentially the bundle training, first of all, is because the guys in ESA have been through that a couple of times before. The information's already in there, whereas this is not going to be the main dynamic of this. And I don't want people, it's just because it's the first thing, I don't want people thinking that it's all about bundles. Absolutely not. This is an e-commerce seller system, and it's only because new people want to learn about bundles, and so we want like a new intake of people to have that level of information. But it's the same system that I've been teaching, with updates and adaptation and evolution. There are a few new things in here, absolutely. But this isn't a bundle group, guys. I want to make that absolutely clear. This isn't a bundle. So, you know, the level of commitment to ESA, you know, remains exactly the same. And yeah, no software, and no Jonny, and no Matt. I don't know where Matt's disappeared somewhere. He's gone. So yeah, I'm really excited about the private label. Sink or swim on that one. It's going to be one of those things. It's either going to be a how to do something or how not to do something. Either way, it's going to have massive value in terms of
it's bonus content. That's his bonus content. At the end of the day, it's not really it's not the core, but it's bonus, and there's going to be a lot of bonus content, even from myself. You know, I'm going to do some bonus content and all that. And someone asked about if it's suited for beginners, and I was going to say that, you know, Nasa, you're very good at getting that information across and really good for beginners. But for my sort of training style, more, I guess, speak quick, more advanced, no sort of blue Peter moments, sort of go through that. So we do cater towards those sort of levels, don't we? I do 150 a year. Like it's, yeah.
I'll be honest, if there was a target audience, and like I said, I really do believe the reason why we've built this project is to facilitate as many different sellers as possible. But if there was a target audience, then I would say it's ultimately the people who really want to make this I don't want to say proper business, because it is a proper business, but really want to take it from side hustle, which I can't stand that word either, to, you know, 6-7 figures. So if you're doing, you know, 5-6 grand a month, something like that, then this could be, you know, that really next step for you at different levels. And don't forget, at some point in the future, we will not segregate everyone. Everyone will still be open in the community together, but it will be a case of, right, okay, anyone that's up to 100,000 on a Monday at 2 o'clock, then Bob will be leading the accountability session on that. Anyone that's a 7-figure will be here, because there's different questions. There's different questions at different stages in terms of people's business, and something that might be relevant to Jonny, Matt, and myself, it may not be relevant to someone who's, you know, doing 10 grand a month or something like that. So we want to make that as specific as possible to accountability and growth at different levels. Bundle course will be released probably over a period of 10 to 12 weeks, something like that. Might be quicker, whatever, but it will be pre-recorded content. So if you're in it just purely for the bundle course and nothing else, you'd probably be looking at making, I don't know, 3 payments, something like that, you know, to be openly transparent, something like that. But you do not get to keep the content unless you've been in there for a year. So I want to make that clear as well, because that's not fair on the other people that are paying out, in terms of, you know, the content is only accessible whilst you're a member. Unless you've been for a year, and then you get the previous year's content delivered to you.
Yeah.
Because at a minimum, we have to put a value on it. We have to put a value of what you're going to get over the year. And of course, it goes without saying, if you're not a member of the Hive at this stage, then you do not get access to B stocks either.
Yeah.
I feel like really mean saying that, but you know, tough love, guys.
Tough love.
Yeah.
I loved I did see all the B, you know, all the B puns coming in as well, as they were coming in on the comments. So they didn't fall on deaf ears, definitely.
Yeah.
Right. Any other questions? Anything else we need to get covered, guys? God, this is a
long one.
maybe I don't know, hour and a half, something like that.
2.5 hours. Yeah.
And I think we were really on point as well, in terms of not babbling too much either. Well, I thought that, for me anyway.
Yeah.
There's so much value. That's it. It's just there's so much value. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Leo. I don't think I can go into that level on this call, but if you go onto the checkout, you will be able to. There's a lot more detail on there. Just have a look in terms of you know, what the bundles is and everything.
There's a page of, obviously I think we put the checkout link on, but there's also a page that tells you all about.
Have a look on this channel. There's
we'll be sharing all these links as well.
Honestly, there's you will be able to find that information, and if you've searched and you still don't know, then drop me a message for sure.
Nice.
Anything else? Any other
we'll
questions?
leave these lovely people to get on with the rest of the afternoon in their business.
I know I'm going to pass out literally up half the night. So yeah, obviously we're still going. We won't be putting Jonny on ×2. Oh, okay. It's because I talk so slowly. They will speed me up when they're watching me on the replay. Chipmunk speed, we call it. So yeah, any other questions? Obviously, checkout's going to be open for 2 weeks. We're going to bang on about it over the next 2 weeks for sure. We're not going to never not talk about it again after 2 weeks. This is an ongoing project at the end of the day. So, Ecom Inner Circle is our, the structure of it is absolutely, that is our free information. Never mind, the buy box is not going anywhere or anything like that. We will deliver as much value as we can for you guys through this group, through Jonny's group as well. Continued free access. That nothing changes that, by the way. But obviously, this is an element of, if you're coming to us and you're saying, I want to grow my business, I want to do this, the first thing we're going to say to you is join the hive. It's as simple as that. So this isn't a closed cart either as well. So we're not going to say 2 weeks, get in and that's it. It will be a continual thing that will be open to be able to join. But at the end of the day, it is in these 2 weeks you are going to get the best possible deal, grandfathered in, subject to fair usage policy as well. I do have to make that clear. So even if you do 15,000 orders a month, join now at this price, and then we will work it out afterwards.
Yeah.
Can I start tomorrow? No, I'm going to have a big lay down after this.
Yeah.
No, it's because it's half term next week, guys, for sure. We would have left the cart open for a week anyway, so it would have been like a minimum of a week before we got started. But for us, it's half term next week, and probably 50% of the audience are parents and things like that. And sometimes what can happen is you just get a bit too overwhelmed. You end up not doing it at all because you've got too much on your plate with kids, driving you mad. I was saying to someone earlier, actually, I'm great with Easter, I'm great with Christmas and summer holidays. I know exactly when they are, but I always forget half terms. I'm like, I always forget that there's half terms. So it's best just to have that full focus and full area of going in. Cindy's on school run. She is multitasking. Oh God, I forgot about my kids. Right, yeah. Thanks for the reminder. Right, another couple of minutes, then I really do have to go. Yeah, what days? Oh, right, okay, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay for another couple of minutes. Right, any other questions just before we jump off? Guys, you have been troopers, seriously. I think I know the sort of numbers that were on these sort of calls because we were simultaneously broadcasting in a few different groups in terms of Jonny's group, this group, and also on Nevermind the Buy Box. And yeah, you guys have really hung in there, so I really appreciate it. Thank you. We don't normally go on like this, and like I said, this isn't something that this is going to be the level of sell you're ever going to receive from us in terms of if you want to get involved and buy stuff for sure. No, not at this stage, Leo. So there will definitely be I love how many affiliate questions are we getting, because I think hopefully that means people can see the value of providing it to their own audiences. Yes, there will be an affiliate scheme, but I don't think we'll feel comfortable with affiliates until we're out.
I think the plan is we'll do the launch offer, and then I think the affiliates will come later. So after we've done the launch offer and we've got the ball rolling, then we will be doing the first. Like I said, this is going to be ongoing. This is not a one-off thing. This is our baby, as you could say, and we'll be enrolling people. And I mean, now is the best time to join, but if you're not ready to join now, you will still be able to join at a later point. You just won't get the best price and the best deal.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to do it like that purely because it's not a money-making thing. It's not a, whatever. It's just, we need your help. We've worked out our costs. And we've estimated, like I said, as Jonny said earlier, this isn't we're going to be made millionaires over this, but overnight by tomorrow by this. This is a long-term project, and it's term, and we're going to run it at probably break even for a very long time. So investment. Want to make this, we don't rely on this as our income. That's what I'm trying to say. So we want to invest and make this as good as possible for everyone that's going to use it for as long as we need to, for sure. So Leo, the software will not be on its own at this stage, because we have designed and conceptualized this for it all to flow into each other. It's like a flywheel, right? One, it can work without the other, but for maximum level of advantage and a chance of success, they all feed into each other. Sorry if you answered my questions above. I missed it. That's what Bruno said. Sorry. Let's just have a quick look. How much a day would you say that a seller needs to be making per sale? Oh, I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I would say as long as you are selling, it's going to have value. It's as simple as that. We're talking £99 a month in terms of the cost of it. So yes, over the year, that's £1,200 plus VAT. Not VAT yet, because we're not VAT registered.
Soon to be VAT.
Soon to be VAT. So
do you know what? I bet we'll get off this call and they'll be like, "Oh, congratulations, here's your VAT number."
Absolutely. So and by the way, as well, we haven't even mentioned it will be a separate Facebook group as well, so you'll have that level of support. There will be customer relations and things like that. I will throw it out there, none of us are going to be personal coaches to anyone. So, we want to make sure that we keep all of the information related in the Facebook group. You guys love messaging me at 3 o'clock in the morning and things like that. And I try my best to answer as many possible. I'm not going to be that person that says, don't ever darken my doorstep, don't contact me. But at the end of the day, this is why private groups are good, because sometimes people don't want to put information in public groups because it might be sensitive or whatever. So I always say use the Facebook groups as much as possible, but if it's super sensitive or it's personal or something like that, drop me a message. And you might get an answer, depending on how many people have messaged me that day. But I will say, if you don't hear from me, I don't tend to answer messages over the weekend. So I know some of you are super keen. You send me a message at 8 o'clock on a Friday and then a question mark on a Saturday morning why I haven't answered. But I don't tend to answer messages over the weekend. And I tend to answer them at certain points during the day. So I try my best, guys, but I promise there's only one of me. So yeah, and I know these guys. I think that's it. Just explain the Facebook area again.
Explain what,
Facebook.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, the 404 error, I think.
Oh, it should be sorted now. Everyone I think's come in.
I think I scrolled up.
I've checked. I don't know what happened was. The link worked for me, but it doesn't seem to work for other people. I've changed the group link now, and I've updated it on all the carts. So anyone who checks out after like 20 minutes ago should get the correct link. I'll put it in here. I will make sure everybody gets in anyway. I'll manually add you, if not invite you to the group. And but if anybody, we've got to say we're not starting for 2 weeks. So if anybody isn't in by tomorrow, just let me know, and I can manually add you in.
Yeah, I just want to say about the last comment there. Sorry, I don't know who says it. They are two very different things, ESA and the Hive and Bee Stocked. For what they offer, you'll need to go back through the live to be able to get that. So it's definitely something that you have to make your own decision on that. I can't persuade you. You have to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Okay, so feel free.
Two companies.
Completely different. Different experience.
Here will be advertising the Hive. That the Hive is exclusive. It's just part of this group, and then the other ESA is advertised somewhere else. So yeah,
Yeah.
different. We're all about the hive here.
Yeah, absolutely. So this will be our main focus moving forward in terms of in this group. Okay, but I will just say for the last time, if anyone's an ESA member and they're confused or whatever, just drop me a message. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
That's been a long call, but hopefully everyone's got all the answers. And I guess ask questions on the group, right? If there's anything more. Of course, when it comes down to features and stuff like that, again, alpha is going to be coming. The whole idea of building us around a community is that we want to get your input. So we do appreciate any sort of feedback and anything that you want to see, then post in the group. Say if you're looking forward to it, leave some comments, and I guess thanks for listening. And people who are still listening, I say well done to you, because it's been a long call.
Long one.
It has, absolutely. And I appreciate, obviously, oh God, you wait till I tell people there's a 2.5-hour replay. So what we will try and do over the next couple of weeks, and we'll probably do it either individually, maybe a little bit, maybe we'll try and do a couple of ad hoc lives where we can just, nail down things in a bit, for anyone that didn't manage to catch it and does not have 2.5 hours spare in their life. But, on the replay, you can put us on chipmunk speed, you can double it up, you can get through it. And, we spent quite a lot of time answering questions at the end as well. So the actual core stuff as well, we'll try and cover that over the next couple of weeks, a couple more times, essentially, because we'll have Nevermind the Buy Box next week as well anyway, which, I don't want to use Nevermind the Buy Box to always be selling you stuff, guys. But of course, moving forward, it's how we talk to you the most. So, if you say to us, we are going to say, join, make sure you join, make sure you're doing this, make sure you're doing that. So yeah, absolutely. So thanks for hanging on in there. Replay should be available on YouTube. It's 2.5 hours. I don't reckon it's going to be available before tonight, to be honest, because it does something. I was going to start talking technical and then I changed my mind. I realised I've actually got real technical people here that will know that what I'm talking about. So yeah, I don't think it'll be available until tonight, but I will post it as soon as it's available. Okay, but yeah, we're going to be about this over the next few weeks. Yeah,
we'll do a breakdown of the features and stuff in separate posts anyway. So if you missed it, then we'll do another info post for everyone. But yeah.
Well, if you've joined, if you've joined the Hive, welcome. We really look forward to working with you. We're really excited. We really do think that this is going to make a difference to a lot of people's businesses, providing you take action on everything that we're going to be delivering you in terms of facilitation through the software, education, accountability and motivation. We really do help. Sorry, Sandra, 2.5 hours later. I know. I've got to go and pick my kids up, otherwise I'm going to get done by the school. So thank you, honestly, genuinely. The fact that so many of you have stayed to the end and so many of you tuned in the first place, it really, really does mean a lot. I don't want anyone to think that just because you haven't signed up, that help is not here for you. Absolutely it is. Nothing changes as it is. But, bear in mind, whatever you choose to do, it's going to be big growth for your business in terms of the software and also the education that's going to be delivered as well. So we look forward to seeing as many of you as possible on the inside. And, for those of you you're sat on the fence at the end of the day, there will be opportunity to join at a later stage, but you will never get it as good as you have in these first couple of weeks in terms of price and what is going to be available to you. So we hope you will take the time to consider it seriously over the next couple of weeks. And any questions you need to just let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else you want to add, guys?
No, I think
that's it for me. Yeah. I think we've cleared it all. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Have a great
Next
day.
Week back to normal.
Yeah.
Next week back to normal. Never mind the buy box. Hopefully some guests coming up.
Yes, indeed. I do have some guests actually coming up.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I do. I think it's us next week. And then, yeah, and then I think we've got some guests after that, definitely, for sure. So yes, thank you for whoever put in there, link. We'll probably, when I do the replay a bit later on, I'll do the link again there. So, you know, there's a benefit for anyone that's joined live. Then if you just miss it, then you're going to get spammed the link everywhere for sure. Don't worry. So thank you guys once again. I won't go into a final Oscar speech. Goodbye again. That's it. We're done. Thank you for your patience. If you've joined up, we appreciate your support, and we look forward to, you know, hopefully being part of the growth in your future. So yeah, that's it from me. I'm done.
Cool. Cheers, everyone.
See you soon.
See you later, guys. Bye.